returned.
Oh, wow.
That's all it took?
Yeah.
At least the Vikings lost.
I mean,
I'm sure it didn't help, but it's just like, it's kind of, at least you don't have to deal with like.
No, it makes you seem even more fraudulent, right? That the NFC North, both teams got beat up pretty bad who made the playoffs.
The top heavy is the top heavy, and the top heavy showing why they're the top heavy.
Yeah, so I mean, no, it wasn't a great showing from the NFC North. So no, I was not. I'm not in the best mood.
All right, there's Kyle Wallace. I tried to see where he was, and his pulse check is very low. Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter, Super Bowl 50 runner-up. Level-headed and grounded most of the time.
I've got multiple feelings. One quickly is, man, I'm surprised on how easy the Rams made it look last night against the Vikings. I thought the Vikings were going to give it to them, and we'd be a little bit validated, like, well, at least the Packers lost to the good teams. The Rams made it look easy. But on the flip side, it already feels like we're looking ahead for the Green Bay Packers, and that springs hope, baby. So the good things are ahead. Hang in there, KBN Nation.
I'll only say the most frustrating thing that I heard all year about the Rams, even despite their defense not being like that great, there was one statistic that I heard that I don't know. They still have to be near the top, but at one point they were number one in the league in pressures.
The Rams?
Yeah. And they're young.
Well, two rookies.
That's what I'm saying.
Two rookies.
They're young, and they led the league in pressures at one point. I was like, damn!
I believe 8 out of the 9 sacks rushed with 4 guys. That's it.
And remember,
now look what you've done, Brad.
Yeah, here we go. Pull back that scab.
Ben Bruss, Kyle Wallace, Brad Norman, 800-990-3776. These are all realizations as we all reel from Sunday. That's the Carbless Talk and Text line on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison.
And you have to remember is that they no longer have one of the most dominant defensive linemen in NFL history. And look what they were able to do. Look how quickly they were able to not, rebuild, but truly reload through the draft, through being strategic. Like, the Green Bay Packers need to follow suit. Goody needs to follow suit, because this is terrible seeing them have 2 rookies who can make an impact. Meanwhile, we got veteran players who are playing millions and millions of dollars who I don't even see on the football field. Well, I see, but don't see the impact.
Well, I look forward to talking with everyone about solutions, because I think if we're going to talk about this team, and a lot of the conversation yesterday was around Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love, and props to the defense and how they performed on Sunday. But ultimately, what happened in the 10 games of 2023 to the entirety of 24 with the good run game of Josh Jacobs, which ultimately was not as much under center, not able to utilize play action, receivers not taking the next step. You can still look at the defense and say, hey, they had a good performance against the Eagles, but there are still some things that they need to clean up to take that next step under Jeff Hafley in terms of talent. So solutions, baby, solutions. What are those solutions? And what are your expectations? Because I think it's really interesting to set the expectations now and to see if those change based off the way that Goody goes about the offseason. Kyle, I remember right away, based off the way the Green Bay Packers played last year at the end of the season, based off the way that they went into Jerry World and stomped the Cowboys, the way that they were competitive against the 49ers in the divisional game, looked like they had a chance to go to the NFC Championship game. Right away, Kyle says, NFC Championship game. That is my expectations for 2024. I want all of us to set the expectations of what you think they are for next year, and I want KBN Nation to chime in 800-990-3776, the Carbless Talk and Text line, because I just want to get a pulse with the zig and zag jigsaw puzzle of 23 and 24. What is 25 supposed to be based off the step back that it took in 24?
Yeah, overall, 25, I know. 24, it was NFC Championship game was my expectation. Now, as the season went on, those expectations wavered in my mind because I saw what happened on the football field, right? The inevitable happened. The Green Bay Packers were not good enough. They were not a disciplined enough football team. They were not working as a unit, so they were not going to make it to the NFC Championship game, right? And so when I look at 2025, 2024 was about, okay, they should be able to make it there. 2025 is about they better make it there. Because if they don't make it to an NFC Championship game next season, then we're talking about this team being a bust. That's what it is. It's completely fraudulent. You cannot have a young franchise quarterback. You can't have a free agent signing in Josh Jacobs. You can't have these young ascending wide receivers that everybody is talking about.
Allegedly
in a defense that did improve. At the end of the day, the defense did improve, and they showed up in the most important game of the season. Unfortunately, the offense did not show up. So to me, when I look at 2025, I still have high expectations for this football team, that they are absolutely going to become one of the NFC elites, and they're finally going to capitalize on that window. And so next year, the Green Bay Packers need to make it to an NFC championship game, or next year is a bust. There is no ifs, ands, or busts about that. There's no in-betweens. If this team does not make it to an NFC championship team, then we're talking about a team that's underwhelming and underperforming.
Yeah, Kyle, I mean, that's so well said. And I'm close to you. I'm going to put the minimum, the bare minimum. You have to at least get to the divisional round. You have to. It's a bare minimum. Anything less than that, complete and abject failure. But I will say, if that's the minimum, what feels like you're kind of, quote, on track is the NFC Championship game. So anything less than the Packers playing next weekend, a year from now, in the divisional round, that is the bare minimum, has to happen. And if they're going to play in the NFC Championship game, that feels like you're on track for their rebuild. Because here's the problem, guys. If you think about Favre's time in the Packers, think about Rodgers' time with the Packers, now Jordan Love, their careers are characterized by windows, right? Kind of versions of teams that each quarterback plays with. Favre kind of had like the mid-90s, then he had the late 90s, early 2000s, then the mid-2000s. Rodgers kind of had that first version of the team in sort of like 2008 to 2013. Then the team gets remade over again. Then it gets remade over again in like the COVID years. This is the first window for Jordan Love. This is like iteration one of Jordan Love's career for the Green Bay Packers. It's going to be characterized by Josh Jacobs and a good offensive line, young receivers, a playmaking, opportunistic defense, right? If they don't get to at least the NFC Championship game next year, he will not win a Super Bowl in this first window. He won't get to a Super Bowl in this first window. These windows only last for, anywhere from 2 to 4 years.
No, absolutely.
That's it.
No.
And then in 4 years, the whole roster's got to get remade over again. And so for Jordan Love, you want to have success in each window. So if this first window, if he ain't at least getting the NFC Championship game, man, they aren't sniffing a Super Bowl in this first window.
800-990-3776. I see the reaction on the Carbless Talking text line. Less is more. And can we all, because I'll get to it in a second, but are we all in agreement that the bare minimum of success would be divisional round?
Bare minimum. That is bare minimum.
Ding, ding, ding.
Another wild card exit would be a failure and a disappointment.
That's what I want to know. If the Packers have a wild card exit in 2025, will Matt LaFleur be the coach in 26?
Brad, not parsing words there. It would be a failure and a disappointment.
Let's put it on Twitter at KBN ESPN. If the Packers lose in the wild card next year, will Matt LaFleur be the head coach in 26?
Unfortunately, we are an organization, fortunately and unfortunately, that likes to be consistent, right? We don't really rock the boat. We don't allow radio hosts like Ben Bruss to get on the radio and change our mind and get people fired like Paul Chris.
I didn't do that.
But
Mac did.
But the whole point is the Green Bay Packers don't take that type of leap. They don't take that type of swing, right? When they fire coaches, it's because they failed during the regular season. And so they won't be firing Matt LaFleur if he does only make it to the wild card game, but they need to start considering that if he only makes it to the wild card game and cannot win.
I mean, think about how we feel now, guys. We feel a little bit icky. Feels a little bit like it wasn't mission accomplished in any way, shape, or form. If we repeat that again next year after another ability
double icky,
it'll be double icky. It'd feel terrible.
I feel bad right now thinking about like the excitement that we all had for the 2023 run and what they did in Jerry World and the way that they were competitive and put up points and they had the ball with a chance to score. They missed a field goal. Like they were actually competing to go to an NFC Championship game. This season, at the end, as we talked with Brian Balaga, I thought, was so insightful talking about how much those last 2 weeks mattered for the team heading into Philadelphia. And then we were almost, Brian was almost just like proved right by the way Tucker Kraft talked to the media yesterday about how they could feel what was brewing heading into the Philadelphia game. And so as I look at this team and I think about what they need to do, I'm with you guys. The bare minimum is the NFC divisional game because here's how you can do it. You can come back. Matt LaFleur's been the 1 seed before. You can get to the divisional game by not even playing a playoff game by retaking the NFC.
No, then that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
You don't think that counts?
If you're a 1 seed and you lose in the divisional round, but you still got to the divisional round,
he did that. He did that in 2021.
The next year, that would be a failure. No, that does not count. Being a number 1 seed and losing is a bigger failure than being losing the wild card.
15-2?
If they are 15-2 and they get upset as the number 1 seed and he doesn't win a playoff game in back-to-back years, no, I'm not walking away saying, well, They were the 1 seed. What I learned from this year, it is a year-to-year league, and let me tell you, things change fast. And Brad, you should know this. You should absolutely know this. With the Carolina Panthers, y'all built yourselves up, right? And by year 4,
it was year 4.
Year 4, you actually made it to the Super Bowl, right? And that's why I'm concerned about the Green Bay Packers if they don't bust through because, like you said, these windows are only so wide. After year 4, what happened?
It all came crashing down.
Jaguars, same thing happened.
Yeah, but the Packers aren't those organizations. So that's why I see Joe here on YouTube as he chimes in. So the Lions took on a rebuild 4 years, yet Kyle is done with them after 3. This ain't the Lions. The Packers didn't start at rock bottom.
This also was at number 3, and I would argue the Packers started close to rock bottom, right? I mean, they cleaned out every veteran. There was complete uncertainty whether the quarterback was the guy or not, right? I mean, going into last year, the big question was not, can the Packers win a playoff game? The big question was, is Jordan Love going to be the quarterback?
What kind of step is this team going to take, and who is Jordan Love going to be?
Had they gone 4-13, I don't know that anybody would have been shocked going into last season.
Oh, for sure.
So to win a playoff game, and they were just way ahead of schedule, but that was still year 1 of maybe not a rebuild, but a reconfigure. I believe recombobulation is the thing in the Milwaukee airport.
I like recombobulation because I don't like the word reload because, like, you know,
they weren't reloading, they were restarting to a point. And they started ahead of what a lot of teams do. So when you use the Panthers and the Jags as an example, to Ben's point, the Packers aren't that. They never have been. They've always been much more functional, much more stable than those other organizations.
But they're still an NFL team, and NFL teams have these. The Green Bay Packers have been blessed to have a great quarterback, but still you have a legitimate window. As Brad said, there are windows that we went through with Brett Favre where I remember thinking the Packers were going to go to the Super Bowl every year as a kid. I thought I was going to be dancing and doing the Pack Arena every single year, and then all of a sudden, here comes Ray Rose.
Young Bliss.
Here come we didn't see another Super Bowl until 2011. And so these windows open and they close so quickly where you have to regather and figure out what this team is going to be. And as Brad said so greatly, the Packers are on the edge of having to regroup because we have a lot of receivers on this team that won't be here 2 years from now.
I'm curious by these results, by the way, already. If the Packers were to lose in the wild card round or earlier next season, would Matt LaFleur be the head coach in 2026? 67% say yes, 33% say no, and then right away it's a mix on YouTube. Again, sooner or later, Matt LaFleur has to win a big game. So yes, and to me, that's the big part of it because we know we know he can win in the regular season. Doing what he did this year was impressive. Like they beat their over/under win total. They just didn't beat the good teams, but ultimately you're judged based on beating the good teams, not in the regular season, but what they didn't do is beat those teams in the regular season to give them confidence they could actually beat a great team in the playoffs, and that showed true based off the last 3 weeks, including the playoffs.
Well, and there's nothing easy about winning in the NFL, but it's pretty easy to win in the regular season, right? I mean, you've got weekly rhythms, you got game plans, you got future, you got all these things that are working for you.
If you're in a good organization like the Packers.
Exactly. But to win playoff games, now that's another level of maturity. That's another level of expertise. And you are playing the best of the best. You can't just go in there, show up. I think the Packers do that sometimes. They just think it's just going to happen. It's just going to come easily. And I think that's what happened this year.
And that's why I'm also surprised, even like not that it's like fire LaFleur if he doesn't make it past the wild card next year. It's almost just like the expectations have really shifted. They've shifted down, like completely down to like a lot of people would have said the next step in this progression is Super Bowl or bust.
It should, but we saw there's still so many questions that you have is that you have to be ridiculous, right? You have to have some super green and gold goggles to think that the next step should be Super Bowl. If the Packers go to the Super Bowl next year, we all should be jumping for joy. They have shown to us that they are not ready to be a Super Bowl contender. The moves that they make in the offseason will help us change our perspective of what this could be. But until I see a product on the field come next fall, early summer, there is no way that I'm going to put the expectation of a Super Bowl on this football.
Well, Twitter and YouTube are inverse. Twitter is 70% yes, 30% no. YouTube is the opposite. It is 70% no, 30% yes. So we'll combine the two and call it a 50-50 right now, and not knowing if they make the wild card, if Matt LaFleur will be back if they lose next year.
I don't think he should be gone if they repeat what they did. It would take something much more catastrophic for Matt LaFleur to be gone. But Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love, they need to take Tucker Kraft's advice. They need to wake up because this version of this team, it will not be around for long. You fast forward only 2 years. Half of this roster is going to be gone. That includes starters. That includes guys to injury, retirement, old age, whatever. So if you want to take advantage of this talented core, You gotta act now.
Yes, Ernie in a barn, 800-990-3776. There is Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust at 3 o'clock. And we will continue to have wonderful conversation around the Green Bay Packers leading up to 3 o'clock. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and Text line. Brad knows a lot about that.
Oh, I sure do. That's all I grab. When it comes to the Norman household, I walk down to the fridge, and boy, oh boy, I enjoy myself a Carbless made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. So it feels like I'm supporting the state, and I know all of you out there, KBN Nation, love you some Wisconsin. So you should love some Carbless. Here's more reasons to love Carbless. So many different flavors that you're going to love. Fruit flavors have a little bit of vodka cocktail in it, like black raspberry, lemon, lime, and pineapple. Classic cocktails like Paloma, Mojito, my favorite, of course, margarita. And guess what? We're close with Carbless. They've kind of nodded to me some new flavors upcoming. Oh boy, a lot to be excited for in 2025. Not only that, though, I'm in my 30s. You're getting older. You want to have a little guilt-free experience.
Mid to high 30s.
Mid to high 30s. Don't even remind me, Ben. Even more so why I'm looking for something that's gluten-free, carb-free, and sugar-free. A guilt-free experience. Carbless offers me all of that. So if you haven't discovered why less is more with Carbless, come on aboard the Carbless bandwagon. There's plenty of room. You do one sip, and I mean one sip, you'll know what I'm talking about on why less is more with Carbless.
How about a little positivity on the other side? Joe says the best is yet to come. 800-990-3776. We'll take your calls, your texts. Also, Devontae Adams is doing his best. Aaron Rodgers joining a show every week. He's been talking with Kay Adams. Had some interesting comments about the Packers wide receiver room. We'll hit all that and more next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
When I'm, again, doing the Pack Arena, and as a shareholder, when I'm sizing up my ring,
right, Pack Arena right now.
1 Packer, 2 Packer, 3 Packer Arena.
Hey.
Hey.
What's the rest of the words? Jordan love to Christian Watson. Nay, that's a touchdown.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Even when you think you know what's going on, you can never be too sure.
Really? 7 losses in a row? Last in the Horizon League, Doug? Spend less time on social media and more in the gym.
Packers, nonsense, chaos.
That's the whole thing, Jen. I do have that in me, and I never, ever bar back. But I'm like, this is over the top, and if you want to come at me, I'm going to come at you.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting another Scramble tournament with $750 in cash prizes available. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Olson, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a 2-man scramble at Pebble Beach, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through January 31st. Your winter chance to play Pebble Beach awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
Wisconsin is still cattle country, and that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Visit Bunzel's at 90th and Burleigh or bunzels.com.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art Brookfield office. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. And now, Holtebeck Eye Center is excited to add Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist that is now available to see patients. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol, learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I put that white cutie on my wrist, but there's no black lives matter. Black lives. She told me when she get hit from the back, she noticed I.
Okay, KBN Nation, I gotta get something off my chest here. I love interacting with you on YouTube, on our Carlos Talking text line. But I see a comment on YouTube. Joe says, among other things, this team needs to fix corner and edge and wide receiver one. And then maybe you can expect a Super Bowl. But Jared Verse type of guy isn't going to fall into our lap. Now, Jared Verse is an elite player for a defensive end for the Rams who was 19th overall in this last draft pick. 19th.
High teens.
Well, you know what? We've picked Rashawn Gary, who was 12th, Lucas Van Ness, who was 13, and TJ Slayton, who was also or Devontae Wyatt, who was also a first-round draft pick.
Yep.
So we had guys that are right around that Jared Verse 19th overall draft pick. And we have three guys that look nothing like Jared Verse. So as much as we talk about, Matt LaFleur, we talk about coaching, we talk about Hafley, Goody needs to take some accountability for this too, because you have three guys that you've drafted in the first round in recent memory, in Van Ness, in Rashawn Gary, and Devontae Wyatt. All guys that should be playmakers.
Quay Walker.
Like Quay Walker, even at linebacker, who should be playmakers on the same level as Jared Verse. All guys that were picked ahead of Jared Verse. And still, we do not get that kind of production for the Green Bay Packers. This is the kind of thing that's holding this thing back, and why I said a couple weeks ago that if the Packers want to be a true Super Bowl contender, then Goody needs to start hitting on his first-round draft picks. The Rams are an organization that looks like they start to hit on their first-round draft picks, and this is what you get. You get young studs. The Packers don't do that. It always looks like they got B players out there. That's because they do have B players out there.
Ben Bruss, Kyle Wallace, a hot Brad Nortman. Looks and take-wise.
He
800-990-3776 on the Carbless Talking text line. Before we get to Joe, Strofe, you were noodling back there.
Yeah, well, it just seems like the right time to acknowledge that the Packers traded back to draft Kevin King instead of TJ Watt. Okay, that's all.
Why'd you do that? The only thing I was going to add is, it's not like they haven't had the capital to make moves either. Like, Goody loves his picks. He likes making picks. That we know. What?
Just a funny sentence.
The same draft that he got Jaden Reed in the second round is the same draft that he kept the second-round draft pick and drafted Luke Musgrave, right? Could you have used this second-round pick to move up your first-round pick and go get a guy that makes a difference?
I don't even trust them to do it.
My next question was, do you trust Goody to then move up and get the right guy?
No,
and that's the body of work would show that I could see Kyle's reaction to being that. Now, on a positive note, let's see what Joe has to say before we take Kyle down a route of sadness. Joe, you're on the Carbless.
Is this Joe who?
I don't know. Joe in Milwaukee on the Carbless Talking text line.
Yeah, Joe in Milwaukee, who won the Palermo's thing a couple weeks ago from you guys.
Hey, Joe. Joe, good luck winning again this Friday.
Yes. It was great pizza, by the way.
Always.
You guys, the best is yet to come. They're young. There's plenty of salary cap room. Musgrave, I think, will come back. maybe they will use a more of a 2 tight end set, send those guys down the middle to clear out for our wide receivers. You know, that was something I thought was missing in that offense this year. Another thing, you know, like, what's his name? The corner, Alexander.
Jair.
You know, he's injured. Yeah. You know, constantly that money is going to be removed. And then you have a draft class that's coming in. So, you know, I was at the game several years ago when they got pushed around by the 49ers. I watched Aaron Rodgers just try to sling it to Adams every single play.
Mm-hmm.
This is not that same team. Yeah, Rashawn Gary, he's had his surgery, you know, so he's still coming back.
So Joe, I think there are definitely some things I can take from that, and definitely some, like, again, this is a holistic thing. You're going to look at a lot of different picks, positions, who took steps, who didn't take steps. The only thing here's what I would say, as it pertains to this Green Bay offseason. They are, in all their unrestricted free agents, losing not very much.
Nope.
The lowest snap percentage of any team in the NFL at like 15% of unrestricted free agents. They will have cap space. They will get Rodgers off the books. Done with Bakhtiari. Like, there is an opportunity. But will we see back-to-back years of going out and getting guys? I would love for the Packers to be aggressive in free agency. But anytime there is an aggressive move, we go, oh my God. What did Goody do? We got McKinney. We got Josh Jacobs. Holy cow. With the cap space, will he be aggressive? Or will he just be like, you know what? I want to keep doing what I've been doing and get younger and younger and younger and eventually, hopefully, find the core that can build together. I am getting kind of sick with it, and I know it keeps the sustained success going, but in this window that Kyle is talking about, a championship window, take a stab. Please, take a stab. Take a stab. Go get guys who are available. If you have the money, go get guys. And you know what? Let's hear from Davante Adams, because this will parlay our conversation even further with Mark Tauscher.
If I had to try to pinpoint something, I think that the Packers, obviously, it depends on the health of their team, you know, coming into, the beginning of next season. I think, obviously, if Josh is banged up and it's Josh Myers, if he's still hurt, they're going to need to, do something about that. Hopefully they have somebody, behind him that's ready to go and ready to fill that void. But you have those. You got to see what's up with Dobbs and Christian. Obviously, Romeo having a few plays this year where he ended up a little banged up and hit his head on the ground. So seeing where he is with that, and, you never know. It's kind of that Tua situation where it can be, a week, or it can be, it can extend out longer than that. So we'll see. I'm praying for him either way, but I just think it kind of depends on the health of the team, and it's looking right now like obviously they might need some receiver help in one way or the other, just based off of what they have available, and maybe a veteran or something in there. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe a veteran or something we'll see to end. That Davante Adams wink. On the Up and Adams show with Kay Adams. Our guy, Mark Tauscher, 9 to noon, Willie and Tausch. Obviously, one of the first replies that comes up. Time to bring Tay back to the G&G.
Who said that? Mark Tauscher?
Who joins us next. Don't go anywhere.
This is Kyle Broston Nortman, KBN.
And make sure everyone's tuning in when we do this, because y'all's faces are going to be like,
it better be sweet.
If you think I'm going to act like that for oatmeal, you're outside your damn
You've never
mind.
had Brad Nortman's oatmeal.
It's not Quaker, is it?
Chocolate chip pancakes with butter
organic.
and syrup that make me go, oh, baby, oatmeal ain't going to do that.
You'll be surprised. I'm going to do a variety.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Kyle Walls for Universal Windows Direct. Universal Windows Direct is offering an amazing deal right now. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. That's right. For every 2 windows you buy, you'll get 2 more absolutely free with no limit in 36 months of no interest financing. Plus, if you've already received a quote from another company, bring it to Universal Windows Direct and they'll beat it. Schedule your free in-home estimate today or visit universalwindowsdirect.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Welcome to Staples.
I am so pumped. My business is going to kill it this year.
Awesome. How can I help?
First, a new computer.
With Staples Home and Office Hot Deals, you save big on tech.
And new posters.
Save on custom printing, too.
And,
a new chair?
A chair? Who has time to sit?
Maybe all your new clients?
Now you're talking.
With Staples Home and Office Hot Deals, you'll find huge savings on custom prints, storage, chairs, and tech. And now save up to $175 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 2/1.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? Hims can help. Get started at hims.com/joy. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Racine Lutheran boys basketball player Sam Pitroff. The 6'4" junior averaging 17.4 points per game this season, up a tick from his sophomore season, which saw him average just over 15 points a game. And of those games, a couple of big ones, back-to-back wins last week against Martin Luther and Dominican. 38 total points in those two games. The combo guard turning it over less than 2 times a game as well for the now 12-0 Racine Lutheran Crusaders. Pitroff, as a sophomore, finished second team All-Metro Classic Conference and is looking to top that with his 2024-25 campaign. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Racine Lutheran Crusaders boys basketball player Sam Pitroff.
Save big money on your bathroom upgrade now at Menards. Transform your bathroom with our great selection of Lions showers, bathtubs, and surrounds that match your style and budget. Lions knows how important design and function are. Their acrylic products offer strength and beauty that you can rely on for years to come. Check out our entire selection of Lions bathroom products today on Menards.com. Plus, view the weekly flyer for other great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. And it is playoff time, now or never. Don't miss out on the last few weeks of football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. You can now win up to 1,000 times your money on Prize Picks. Prize Picks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Prize Picks, the best way to win real money this football season. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money. Download the app today. Use code WI. You get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today and use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Mark Tauscher on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is brought to you by Fleet Farm. Remember, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, then you don't need it.
I tell you what, when this man speaks, people listen. It's Mark Tauscher, the Packer Hall of Famer, joining us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Old T, what's going on?
How are you, boys?
Doing well. Dissecting the Green Bay Packers, as we will do just about every day until kickoff and then further on and for the rest of time. Now, Tausch, we did play Devontae Adams on the Up and Adams show with Kay Adams, and I saw that you had tweeted, it's time to bring Devontae back to the G&G. I then wanted to see the pulse of people. Are you on the Mark Tauscher 65 train of wanting the Packers to bring back Devontae Adams? Early in the voting, 93% yes. A lot of likes to your tweet on Twitter. The thought process of why you, Mark Tauscher, want Devontae back with the team.
Okay, so it's a couple of things. I think heading into this season, I wanted to see who was going to grow, who was going to emerge, and if we had this crew, I always want to skew younger. But with Devontae, knowing the system, understanding what Matt LaFleur is all about, he's not going to command T. Higgins or Jamar Chase. He's not going to be a $40 million a year guy. He's not at that point in his career. I think he feels like he made a mistake. You're never going to have remorse to say I wouldn't do it again. But you can kind of redeem this whole thing. I think Green Bay could look at it and say, man, Tay is one of the all-time great Packer wideouts. We need a veteran. We need somebody that we can count on. Devontae is still playing at a really high level, and it just makes a ton of sense. I don't think the Jets are going to keep him. I mean, maybe they will, but if not, you don't have to if they release him and don't want to pay him that price point, you can get him without having to give up any compensation. Rarely in life do you get a second chance at a second chance. He could have that. He would step into that room, be that leader, and be the number one wideout for a year or two as you let more guys emerge. It just makes too much sense. I'd love to see it happen.
Tausch, I agree, because when I look at Devontae, I know a lot of fans were upset when he basically asked to be traded, right? Like he wanted to get traded, and the Packers obliged, and they traded him.
Well, Kyle, and you know what? And this is where context is important, because narratives get shifted and started, and Devontae wanted to be a Green Bay Packer for life. He wanted to get the market. He was at that point the best wideout in the league. He was going into the last year of his deal, and he just wanted to be paid that way.
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay eventually got there, but they forced him to play out that deal. He wanted to until Green Bay decided we need to see more. I don't think he felt like he needed to do that. And so while fans can look at it that way, the realistic point of view on this was Devontae never wanted to leave in the beginning. He wanted to leave after he was kind of told, no, we're not going to pay you this price.
And I think that's okay, Tausch, right? Because in life, we all take that moment where we want to go somewhere. Myself, I was in Wisconsin my whole life. I wanted to change. I went out of state for grad school, but at the end of the day, I wanted to come back home. People do it all the time. They move away. They start a family. What do? They come back to their roots and they come home. So sometimes in reflection in life, you reflect on the fact that sometimes the place that we really want to be is in our heart, is where home is. And for Devontae Adams, he might be realizing, based off what he said on Up and Adams podcast, is that Green Bay is truly where the heart is.
And seeing other organizations.
He know that, you know what, it wasn't so bad there. And honestly, after some time away, I know he had a bad taste in his mouth when he left, but that's life. Sometimes you forgive, you don't forget sometimes, but you definitely move forward.
Well, and it's not only that, all of those things you said, yes, but he can still play, and Green Bay has a need at that spot. He knows the system. It rarely does all that stuff line up. You're talking 3 or 4 years later. The NFL, 3 or 4 years, guys get washed. They, can't stay healthy. There's a ton of other variables that, in this case, don't apply. And that's the part that makes it even more intriguing.
Mark Tauscher, Packer Hall of Famer, joining us here on Kyle Brusson-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
Tausch, a lot of takeaways from Matt LaFleur's press conference today. But one nugget that I saw that I think is a big impact on the team, particularly Jordan Love, Tom Clements, quarterback coach, retiring. So for KBN Nation who don't know, he was quarterback's coach for Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and Jordan Love. And you see a lot of them in Jordan Love. So, Tausch, you were on the Packers when, Tom Clements was coach there. So I just want you to describe, why was he so important for Jordan Love's growth? And what does that mean now for Jordan Love that he won't be in the room anymore with him?
Well, I mean, it obviously, there's a credibility that comes with that resume that you just went. Because it's one thing if you're somebody that's coached a long time and you've had a bunch of average guys that have been your players. Coaches will always highlight their star players, and we helped you develop. And because guys want to develop and become the best players they can for, personal growth, but for money and everything else. So I think it was important for Tom to have that resume, but he just was an attention to detail guy. And when you talk about kind of the perspective, he's dealt with everybody, quarterbacks in all phases of their career. Brett as an older veteran MVP, Aaron as a young and up-and-comer. And then he goes through that whole process with him. He's seen it all. And you can't get that with a YouTube video. That's the stuff that is personal, and you can have that relationship, and you really trust somebody. You don't have that in a lot of rooms, and that's where I think Green Bay definitely is going to miss Tom, because he's done a heck of a job both in helping Aaron through that process, and then obviously helping develop Jordan Love into the quarterback that he is. I think everybody is they're going to miss Tom Clements.
But so Tausch, going forward now, he's not in the room with Jordan Love. Does that concern you all about Jordan Love's continued growth, or do you think Jordan Love is now in the position with Matt LaFleur to take hold of that by himself without Coach Clements?
No, I mean, listen, that's the stuff that happens. I'd be more concerned if it was a new system, a new play caller, new verbiage. Sometimes it's actually good when you have a new voice that maybe sees things. Things can get mundane when you're doing the same drills and you have the same voice. Jordan has had Tom's, coaching for a while now. I don't think this is going to be a case where, oh my God, this thing is falling apart. That's not the case. I think you can look at it actually as a positive in the respect of you have a new voice, you have new eyes that are going to come in and say, you know what? Some of the times that the ball's sailing and things, here's why that's happening. These are some new drills, some new ideas that maybe can help you improve.
Old T, we've been coming up, and we haven't launched it yet, but we're going to have the KBN to-do list for the Green Bay Packers. I'd love to hear your top 3 priorities this offseason for the Green Bay Packers.
Well, I think first thing for me is going to be you have to come back and figure out how can we get more explosive plays in the play-action pass game. That, to me, I watched that Rams game last night versus Minnesota, and they ate Minnesota's lunch with under-center, play-action pass. Figure out how you can utilize the running of Josh Jacobs and turn that into a good play-action system, because I think Matt LaFleur, he's got a system that he loves, and we've seen a lot of success with it. Now more gun. Josh likes that. That's great. You have to figure out what can you do to marry those things up, because that's such a key component to what Matt LaFleur tries to get done on offense.
That was one of – I was looking for 3, but I think it's important.
More. Well, okay, so another one, we need to find a pass rush that we feel really good about on a consistent basis. Again, I watched last night. Green Bay had some cycles where they pass rushed and they got after offensive lines that maybe weren't as good. I didn't see any of that pressure like we saw the Rams get put on Sam Darnold last night. Fixing that pass rush is going to help, create more turnovers and do the things that was not consistent enough throughout the season. And then I think lastly, we need more consistency at the wide receiver position. And I think we need to go out and bring somebody in. I'm going to obviously be advocating for Devontae Adams, someone that can come in immediately and help grow that room and help Jordan Love's development with, when you have a 4th and 2 and maybe you sail a little bit, have somebody get his feet down, get that first down and continue to build off of it. I think those are probably the 3 things that I would say, if you're forcing me to say we need to get better at this, that would be it.
Tausch, so you just talked about Jordan Love. Did Jordan Love improve this year at all in your perspective?
So I think the things that I would say he improved upon were he was able to fight through some injuries. He grew. I think he grew as far as what it takes to be a quarterback in this league. There isn't a doubt in my mind that's a part of it. But as far as was he a better quarterback than he was at the back end of last season, throwing the football and making plays, I can't sit here and tell you that he was. The last 6 to 8 weeks of this season were not anywhere near as good as the last 6 to 8 weeks of last season. So while I think he got better on the whole because he's more experienced and he's seen more things, he was not as consistent as I think I would have hoped.
Tausch, Matt LaFleur talked today about Tucker Kraft and how they want to get him more involved in the offense, feature him more. Outside of Jacobs, I'm right there with you that they need to add somebody when it comes to the wide receiver. But outside of that, with this current team as they are constructed, you think this offense operates best when who is featured, not named Jacobs?
Tucker Kraft. I think getting him the ball on those over routes and finding ways to get him the football. And then Christian Watson. And I know he's going to be coming back from an ACL, but when this offense is really humming, I want Jaden Reed, I want Tucker Kraft, and I want Christian Watson being my 3 most dominant playmakers catching the football. And, Josh Jacobs out of the backfield is obviously important, but you excluded him. I think Tucker Kraft is an emerging star. I think you're going to be putting him in the same sentence as, Kittle and, Kelsey, all of the big dogs. He took a really big step this year, and you just sense listening to him yesterday, wanting to take on more leadership, wanting to do all that. You feel like he's ready to take even a bigger step moving forward.
Lastly, Tausch, if you had to set the bare minimum of expectations for this team to reach next year, what would you put it at?
I would say making the playoffs is the bare minimum.
Making the playoffs? We've done that before. That's not a step in the right direction. The bare minimum.
You asked me. You didn't say what I wanted to see. You said bare minimum.
The bare minimum should be winning a playoff game, Tausch. Come on now. You know that. You're a champion.
bare minimum is not, what are you expecting? What do you think that they're just going to jump ahead? It's not easy. Bare minimum, I'd love to see them win the division, get a home game. But the bare minimum for this team now is you need to make the playoffs. There's 7 teams that make it. Bare minimum, that's a whole different conversation than I think.
All right, what's Tauschi's expectations for the team next year?
I don't even know what the team's going to be. I haven't had a draft, haven't had a free agency. I don't know.
But Tausch,
what do you guys know who's going to be on the team?
You'd feel a little bit icky next year if they don't win a playoff game, right?
The expectations are always going to be high in Green Bay, but I don't know who's going to be on the team, guys. I don't know if you guys know. There's 25 to 30% roster turnover. This year it's going to be less.
Less, yes. 14% of snaps from unrestricted free agents.
Yeah, I feel icky now that we didn't win a playoff game. That doesn't mean that bare minimum and all this other stuff.
Let him grieve. We'll ask this question once we have more information.
He's good. He's got a positive
Well, no,
outlook.
I just don't understand. You guys are like, what do you think's going to happen next February? Like, you don't know.
You're the expert. Prognosticate without knowing anything, Tausch. Come on.
Why would you prognosticate without having any information? You don't even know the team.
Tausch, I'm going to tell you this right now. If the Green Bay Packers just make the playoffs next year and lose in a wild card round, I don't know what is going to happen to me. I'm going to have some issues.
You said bare minimum, Kyle. You didn't say what are the bare minimum. Do you guys understand what bare minimum means?
Yeah, I do. Your bare minimum is too damn low for me, Tausch. Too low.
All right. My bare minimum is I'm hanging up.
That's the old T I know and love.
Wow.
Taking back. You know who he'd never hang up on?
I have a feeling.
Gina Della from Pella. He'd be like, "Oh, Gina, I love you so much for the windows in my house. I'll stay on the phone with you all day."
That's right. He would never disrespect Gina like that, nor Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. That's because Tausch knows. He knows that they are your go-to solution when it comes to fortifying your house. Winter is in full form right now. I mean, we're talking about single digits today here in Wisconsin, and no better way to fortify your house for those rough days of summer or of winter, like Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Make your home looking beautiful, not to mention the cost save on the energy bill, keeping that heat inside where it belongs.
Install. I'm getting really close. I can't believe it.
You're almost
Time
there.
is flying. February 3rd and 4th. I'm going to have new windows and doors from Gina Della from Pella, 855-PELLA-WI, or visit PellaWI.com and tell them that KBN sent you.
KB la la la.
The wonderful voice of Gina Della from Pella. We're getting close to Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust at 3 o'clock. A lot to pick off the bone from old T there. I want to revisit some of his thoughts next.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Ben, I've been a fan of you since Scalzo and Brust was on the air. You kind of are like a Pat McAfee for the ESPN Milwaukee. You kind of revolutionized this channel and stuff.
Leo, I'm here for you, and I appreciate everything you say. We love you listening, and you can call in every day and say that. I won't get old.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. What happens when you mix a 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game, so that's what it needs to be. I think his legs. Yeah.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Like the pastry Are you guys being serious? You guys can't put two. I got it. I could not get it.
They don't call themselves Racine Danish turnover.
Sorry. Sometimes I wonder about you too, man.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Kevin Moret for Mentality. Most new clients of Mentality are stuck at just 1/3 the free testosterone they need, and that's a losing battle. Without enough free testosterone, nothing works. Your energy's gone, muscles weaken, and fat piles on. But it doesn't have to stay that way. Mentality's doctors bring your hormones back into balance so your body starts working again. More energy, stronger muscles, better results. This year, stop settling for a fraction of your potential. Start strong with our New Year offer at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, the certainty of protection and income are the keys to success. And as a former NFL player myself, I have experience with both. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game films helped me mentally prepare for the challenges ahead. Now I star in a new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception to help you visualize and prepare for your fourth quarter of life. You see, you don't retire on your nest egg, but rather the income it can produce. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. possible, and it's free for you to view. Call 855-620-1801 right now for your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Don't risk your retirement savings at the goal line. You don't need to be risky to have a winning strategy. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Call today. 855-620-1801. That's 855-620-1801. MitchLyonsWealth.com. Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town, with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now, when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats to your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Welcome to Staples.
I am so pumped. My business is going to kill it this year.
Awesome. How can I help?
First, a new computer.
With Staples Home and Office Hot Deals, you save big on tech.
And new posters.
Save on custom printing, too.
And,
a new chair?
A chair? Who has time to sit?
Maybe all your new clients?
Now you're talking.
With Staples Home and Office Hot Deals, you'll find huge savings on custom prints, storage, chairs, and tech. And now save up to $175 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 2/1.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Too tough on the Green Bay Packers. It was old toad Mark Tauscher just got caught in a spot where he didn't want to give a prediction.
Yeah,
I'll take the latter.
He was ribbiting his whole time. I can't believe it. I mean,
what does ribbiting mean?
He's a toad. He's a frog. Whatever y'all call us. I mean, I know I'm a toad for the Green Bay Packers. But my goodness. My goodness. Playoffs, right? Is that what?
Is the bare minimum of making the playoffs good enough for you next year?
That's awful. Like that's
just making the playoffs, not winning, just making it.
That would be reversion.
Playoffs. They met the expectation this year for Tausch. Well, I shouldn't say that. I know.
No, he's upset. He's upset. Old T got a little upset there. If you missed our conversation with Mark Tauscher, it's on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison, or go to WisconsinOnDemand.com.
He hung up on him. I've been hung up on since a couple X's ago.
Probably the last X.
No, she hang up. She knew better.
Baby girl doesn't hang up on you ever?
Oh, of course not. Of course.
Oh, that's right. My bad. I forgot you're a saint.
And he's trained her.
No.
Is that what he says?
You've never heard him say he's trained her?
Kyle.
Yeah. We all get trained. I got trained.
Yeah, I'm getting trained too. We're all getting trained.
We all get trained. That's what it is.
Hey, look at this toothbrush by the bathroom. This is for you to use at night.
Be more like Brad.
Oh, Brad was trained too.
You guys,
you think he got a girl that good looking just because of him? Look at that nose.
You're damn right.
Look at that nose.
Trained, of course. You're damn right. I was trained.
That beat could have poked her and knocked her away.
You forgot the part where he played 6 years in the NFL.
Damn. Doesn't hurt.
I'm sure that helped.
You're right.
You're damn right I was trained, boys, and you guys would be wise to get trained as well. It makes life way better. What do you do, fight petty battles your whole life?
I have some resistance.
Listen up, KBN Nation. Get trained by your girl. Things work out better.
Get trained by your girl?
Get trained by her.
You sound too whipped to me.
Yeah, that sounds like 100. This sounds like your influence is 0 and hers is 100.
Literally 5% of the things are worth pushing back on. The rest of it, it's not worth it.
I know we often talk about our friends at Sit Mean Sit Dog training. In a week, we're going to be talking about the Lexi Nortman boyfriend training.
Seriously,
that's right. We're gonna have to license that.
I can only imagine Lexi when she first started training Brad. Like, girl, I mean, yeah, he okay. I know he kick, but girl, I say jump, he say how high. He's well trained. He's a keeper. I'm telling you, he do whatever I ask.
I'm telling you, I am regimented now too. You guys know me being pretty regimented. Imagine that being shifted and shaped.
Who's more regimented, her or you?
Ooh, good question.
It depends on what we're talking about.
So you guys are double robots.
Yeah, it's crazy. The Nortman household. This is actually pretty funny. So our place in Jacksonville.
I bet it's not that funny.
I bet it's not that funny either.
Well, so we keep our house
it's gonna be like something quirky that those two do and only them do in the entire world.
Well, no, so we are super regimented, really clean, crazy clean type of thing. We had our long snapper Carson Tinker for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He walked in. That's a long snapper.
Carson Tinker. Carson ain't playing no other position but snapping that ball.
That is a long snapper position. He walked into our home in Jacksonville. He said, "Oh my God, is this a stage home?" He's like, there is no character to this. This is just clean.
Damn, he said no character?
Well, he's like there were no picture frames up. Everything was clean. Everything was in its place. He's like, this isn't even lived in.
Like I'd be scared to go in his house.
To touch anything.
Right?
Yeah.
What's worth what?
Don't you touch anything.
What did Brad spend $0 on? I'll touch. And what did he get for free? And what did he actually spend money on?
I'm not going in that man's closet, so ain't nothing I'm touching.
You know now in the Nortman household, it was either free or super expensive. That's just the way we roll.
I don't feel comfortable in super expensive places. I feel out of place.
Okay. Well, you're always welcome, but just don't touch anything. You too, Ben, and you too, Stroh.
I break stuff. You've been there, Stroh, and now you've been uninvited.
Not uninvited. Just be careful.
Untouchable. Everything in that house.
Make sure you stay tuned for Frozen Pizza Friday because our caller earlier, Joe in Milwaukee.
Yeah, with Joe.
He won the Screamin' Sicilian Pizza Prize back. He got more than just pizza. He talked about it 2 weeks ago how he got all this stuff. You never know what you're going to get. But he also just talked about how delicious the pizza was. And you can find what the Screamin' is about with a BOGO offer on Screamin' Sicilian at Pick and Save in Metro Market. Screamin' Sicilian has Screamin' Sicilian thin. Oh, Kyle's the deal guy. Perked up. Screamin' Sicilian thin and crispy pizzas are
Okay.
Buy one, get one, BOGO.
We had people over for the Packer game. I put out the holy pepperoni, put out the Detroit style, Screamin' Sicilian. The guys were like, remember, what kind of pizza are these? These are unbelievable. So it's Palermo's, baby.
Through January 14th on the Thin and Crispies. Now, stay tuned, Kyle. Piggly Wiggly has a sale on Screamin'. All your Screamin' favorites are on sale for $6.99. Stock up on Screamin' Sicilian stuffed crust, Detroit style, tavern style. There's something for everyone. I've told you that. Head on over to your local Piggly Wiggly store and stock up on Screamin' Sicilian for now $6.99 through January 21st. You got the BOGO today, $6.99 next week.
I got an eye on Kyle's phone. He's texting in all capital letters. Baby, we gotta go to the grocery store.
When does
Baby, we gotta do more sucking.
Eating.
Well, you said that about the water.
I know.
When does the pick and
Baby, we gotta do more eating.
When does the Pick and Save one end, Benny?
Today.
Oh, geez, I gotta go.
Buy one, get one today.
I gotta go
at the Pick and Save in Metro Market.
Yeah,
so get there.
There's one right by me. I gotta go get some.
In 2 minutes, it is the second Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust of 2025. We do have the trivia czar, Jackie, who is back as Kyle moves to sit next to Brad.
Get over there.
Over in the, I don't know, like the troublemaker spot of the studio, I guess. So
sit there and watch spot.
Caller 20 800-990-3776. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and Text line. If you are caller 20, you will play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust and the chance to beat me, send my record low, and win a prize pack. 800-990-3776. Caller 20 and Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Join the roar of 18,000 Bucs fans at Fiserv Forum and be a part of the slam dunks, game-changing plays, and electrifying victories live. Witness the edge-of-your-seat action and unforgettable moments as they happen. You don't want to miss this. Grab your calendar, handpick your favorite matchups, and secure your seats for Dame time in Milwaukee and every incredible moment that comes next at Bucs.com/tickets. That's Bucs.com/tickets.
Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust on 94.5 ESPN is presented by Lakeland University. Don't put your life on hold to earn your degree. Build a schedule that meets your needs. Lakeland.edu. Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off-season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee. It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. National Liquor Mart is packed with deals for all your beverage needs, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
The Bucks weekend started with a bang on the road as they took on the Orlando Magic Friday night, winning 109-106 behind 41 points for Giannis.
Isaac's a good shot blocker. Giannis maneuvers inside and sends it down with another thunderous one-hand slam.
The win moving the Bucks to a 3-game winning streak. However, that winning streak would come to a giant halt on Sunday afternoon in New York as they took on the Knicks. A 140-106 loss in New York.
Brunson's trying to add to it, and he will. Jalen Brunson's got 40 points now.
So the Bucks will enter the week taking on the Sacramento Kings at the start of a 4-game homestand on Tuesday night. That one tips off at Fiserv Forum at 7 o'clock.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Let's go!
Let's go!
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Northman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Northman.
Well, the Packers might have lost this weekend, but KBN Nation can be a winner. We can be winners. Me, Brad Nortman, here, Kyle Wallace, Alex Strofe, behind the glass, and the trivia czar of Jackie, here to make you a winner, particularly Matt and Madison, for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Matt and Madison, how we feeling today? Are we feeling like a winner unlike the Green Bay Packers on Sunday?
Always feeling like a winner, man. Always.
Yeah. I love
Confident that I can crush Ben.
Anytime you can crush Ben, music to our ears. And we have Jackie back for a second week in a row. Expert, pro, extraordinaire in trivia. Jackie, week 1 last week, week 2 for you. You must be feeling incredibly comfortable at this point.
Yep, you could say so. Pretty comfortable.
Wow, just like that. Jackie, comfortable. Matt, ready to let it rip. Ready to take on Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Let's go ahead and spin it, Strofe.
For those of you who say Ben Brust is an idiot, here's your chance to be proven right. It's time to play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
It is Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, presented by Lakeland University. Here's how we play. 15 questions in 90 seconds to get as many answers correct as you can. You're allowed to say pass, and we will come back to it if we get through the rest. If you beat Ben Brust, you will win a ESPN Wisconsin prize package. And if you all remember, I was suspended, rightfully so, for my duties from Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, but we upgraded here. We upgraded here on KBN because we got Jackie, the trivia czar. You all met her last week and know how good she is, to take over the question asking in Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Jackie, the floor is yours with Matt in Madison.
All right, Matt Madison, are you ready?
I am absolutely ready. Jackie, be nice to me, though.
We'll see. Alex, are you ready?
Let's do it, trivia czar.
All right, in 3, 2, 1. In which U.S. city would you find the Liberty Bell?
Philadelphia.
What year did the Titanic sink?
Pass.
What is the process of water turning into vapor called?
Evaporation.
What part of the cell contains genetic material?
DNA.
Which blood type is known as the universal donor?
O negative.
Who-
Oh, wait. O positive. Sorry.
Who has
O
won?
positive.
Who has won the most Grand Slams in tennis history?
Rafael Nadal.
What gas do humans exhale in the greatest quantity?
Carbon dioxide.
What phrase derived from the 19th century novel is used to describe someone with drastically contrasting behaviors?
Pass.
Celebrating a birthday today, who's the lead singer of the Foo Fighters?
David Grohl.
Which artist painted the Mona Lisa?
Pass.
What was the name of the first manned moon landing mission?
Pass.
The literary classic follows a captain's pursuit of a giant white whale. What is the name of the novel?
Moby Dick.
Which U.S. state has the most national parks?
Montana.
What is the capital city of Argentina?
Belarus.
What is the term for a group of 4 musicians?
Say that again.
What is the term for a group of 4 musicians?
A quartet.
Got that one. Should have been a 7 spot, but he switched his answer to 6 spot on the blood question. Had it right, switched it to the wrong answer. It's a 6 spot for Matt and Madison. I think that's
gonna
going
be close.
He got through all 15.
Yeah.
It's going to be very, very close.
It was
Those are tough questions.
appropriately challenging questions.
Ben's
in
going
my
to
opinion.
get something he did.
Good
Sorry,
use of
Matt.
the skips and passes.
Yes,
Good
yes.
use.
That's a guy who's listened before and knows how to play the game. Ben Bruss coming in from the 3rd Street Market Hall. Jackie, well done as always. Always well done. Jackie, there's one thing that's for certain. You know, the Packers were talking about upgrading in the postseason. Jackie's an upgrade.
Okay, this is. I just got to say something real quick. As I sit outside in the 3rd Street Market Hall, it is just the best visual of the world to see that both of these two are sitting next to each other because they can't read. So we had to find a teammate of ours that had the ability to read questions and just not give the answers. And you two are getting paid to sit here and do nothing.
She reads good.
Hey, I fixed the headset too here.
That's a lot of praise.
No, you broke the headset.
I broke Brad's, fixed mine.
I mean, it's just amazing. Like if we were hourly employees, I would have to contact HR.
I mean, to sit back,
15 minutes is just a waste for you guys.
to sit back and listen to the questions be asked and go,
Great.
I must add,
Oh.
Jackie, you're comfortable now to the point where you laughed in his face at one of his answers. It was a slight chuckle, but I caught it, and it made me giggle. So anyway, all right, let's roll.
Yeah, how did the question czar do?
Don't worry about it.
Ben,
You're about to find out.
are you ready?
Ooh, she's so tough.
She is a czar. She don't play them games.
yeah, not a question asker. She's a czar.
Good one, guys.
Are
You
ready?
know what a czar is?
A master.
Are you ready or not?
Sorry, I got Bert and Ernie over here to my left.
You should ask him that question.
Sounds like you're stalling.
This
Are
is
you
like
ready?
it's like a live studio audience.
Shut up.
Uh-oh, he's cooked.
I'm here with you, Jackie. It's you and me.
Ben, you ready?
Yes.
Alex?
Let's go.
All right. 3, 2, 1. In which U.S. city would you find the Liberty Bell?
Philadelphia.
What year did the Titanic sink?
1921.
What is the process of water turning into vapor called?
Pass.
What part of the cell contains genetic material?
The DNA.
Which blood type is known as the universal donor?
O negative.
Who has won the most Grand Slams in tennis history?
Oh man. Nadal.
What
Djokovic.
What gas do humans exhale in the greatest quantity?
Carbon dioxide. I'm making her nervous.
What phrase derived from the 19th century novel is used to describe someone with drastically contrasting behaviors?
Pass.
Celebrating a birthday today, who is the lead singer of Foo Fighters?
I don't know the Foo Fighters next.
Which artist painted the Mona Lisa?
Da Vinci.
What was the name of the first manned moon landing mission?
Operation Moon Landing.
The literary classic follows the captain's pursuit of a giant whale. What is the name of the novel? Giant white whale.
Baby Beluga.
Which U.S. state has the most national parks?
California.
What is the capital city of Argentina?
Pass.
What is the term for a group of 4 musicians?
A couple of pass.
What is...
You started reading, so it's good. It's true.
Okay. What is the process of water turning into vapor called?
Let's add some pressure. This is for the win.
Yeah. This is for the pressure?
This is for the win.
All right, for 5 seconds. Okay, water to vapor is, I don't know.
Oh, you choked.
You
choked, bro.
You
choked.
A shameful
Your
showing.
baby don't answer
It's
that
a
one.
6 spot,
Shameful.
meaning the new record 26, 27, and 8.
May I add
tie.
that our question czar was
Wait, where's
very...
the theme song?
He
didn't
didn't
lose.
lose.
I tied.
He tied. That was for the win.
I will just add the question czar had a couple of mess-ups in there.
There is a couple, but hey, everyone
tried to
gets a
throw it
few.
off, yeah.
I had several before I was.
If the
completely
trivia
demoted.
czar gets fired, who's reading the question?
I don't know, but that was bad.
I don't
wow.
mind messing
Bet.
up on yours. I mind messing up on Matt.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
You don't mind messing up on mine?
Yeah, but she
Yeah, you're
tries
supposed to be
do
the
well.
veteran. You're supposed to be able to handle
Yeah.
that, Ben. Not Matt and Madison.
You were cooking too. You knew you were doing good too, and then you choked.
All right, I don't need the side commentary. This is between me and the questions are. How much training did you put her through? Was it enough?
I think so.
Wow.
I think so. What do you think?
Wow.
We'll wait for the official grade.
All right.
I think who's our
JD and Fondy, 800-990-3776. The Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust question asker and question maker, grader of Strofe, and the questions are,
By
Jackie.
the way, I don't know if it said the
I don't
sixth
think
spot
there's
for
enough
both of you.
sampling here to get me a grade yet.
Okay.
I disagree.
You disagree?
Everybody
It's been
gets a grade.
2 tries.
Yeah, you get a grade right away.
Yeah, you get a grade.
They gave me a D right
the
away.
first test you take in college, they don't
It's
say,
true.
hey, it's your first test at
That's
college.
fair.
How about
Doesn't count.
self-evaluation?
I failed my first test in college, so I.
Oh, wow.
That's
Oh, look at you now.
Yeah.
All right,
on the
let's
same spot as you guys.
It was evaporation?
Yeah, it was evaporation. Let's
Damn!
run through
Easy
the
money,
answers.
man. That's easy money.
Let's run through the
You choked.
answers.
Okay, running through the answers. The U.S. city that you'd find the Liberty Bell, that is Philadelphia. The Titanic sank in 1912. The process of water turning to vapor is evaporation. The genetic material in the cells found in the nucleus.
So the DNA is found in the nucleus.
Cool.
Yeah. The blood type that's the universal donor is O negative.
Good job, Ben.
Yeah.
He changed his answer. He would have won, but
Good
he changed
job.
his answer. This is very good. You tied.
Yeah, he had no O negative. He changed it to O positive. Had a 7th spot. Matt Madison, this is. Became
Dummy.
a 6th spot.
Oh, but then you're the dummy who didn't know what evaporation was.
Don't insult Matt.
I can.
That's
How
pretty
dare you.
basic.
You guys tied, so that means you're both the same.
Yeah, you're both dumb.
All right, real quick as we go through the answers, JD and Fondy on the Carbless Talk and Text line. Strofe, A- for the questions. Czar Jackie, B. Need more practice, but impressed.
All right, thanks. I appreciate it. I'll do better next week, I promise. Most Grand Slams in tennis history is Djokovic.
Good job on
Nice
that one. I'm
last
proud of
change on
you.
that one.
Okay, well, leave me hanging.
I'll give you a high five, Kyle.
Humans
I don't want to touch his
exhale
hands anyway.
carbon dioxide at greatest quantities.
Okay, then do this one. Ask him again.
Yeah, he needs to hear this one again.
What did
Number 9.
Question
Or
number 8.
Number 8.
Number 8? Oh,
Yeah.
What phrase derived from the 19th century novel is used to describe someone with drastically contrasting behaviors?
What could that be, Ben? It's like you've referenced it in the last week.
I'm out.
The 19th century novel, which you referenced last week.
I don't know 19th century novels.
Oh, you did
Well, you
last week.
referenced it.
You claimed you did last week.
Jekyll and Hyde?
There you go.
Attaboy, Dad.
Little too late, plus the bell, but you got it. His birthday is today. The lead singer of Foo Fighters is Dave Grohl. The artist that painted
Grohl with a G.
Grohl. The artist that painted Mona Lisa is Leonardo da Vinci. The name of the first manned moon landing mission
Was not, what did you say, Operation Moon Landing?
Operation Moon Landing.
It's not right.
It's Apollo 11.
Ah, that's a movie.
Yep. The
Apollo 13.
Oh, whatever. Man, you guys are annoying.
I like this role of the gallery.
isn't it? Yeah.
The gallery. It's fun to be in.
The literary classic of a captain following a giant white whale. That
Not
is-
a big beluga either. Yeah,
That's
that
a
was
good one, though. I know you do that to the baby, huh?
Baby beluga in the deep blue sea.
It's Moby Dick.
Oh, I was way off.
Yep. The U.S. state that has the most national parks is California.
Oh, wow. I'm shocked he got that one.
Yes. Jackie, don't be alarmed. Kyle will react
How
in
did you
loud
know that
noises.
one?
Yeah, I
It's
actually was impressed by that.
it's the largest state.
Yeah.
That's not true.
One of the largest states.
One of the largest. 9 national parks there, by the way. 9 of
Jeez,
them.
Jackie, give me a break.
No, she's smart.
Yep. She reads.
She earned her degree from
She reads.
She reads.
she reads good.
The capital city of Argentina is Buenos Aires. And then a group of 4 musicians is called a
Quartet.
quartet.
Man, that was for the taking. That was brutal by me.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It
Good-
was.
good-
Also, the reading from Jackie didn't help, but I'll take the ownership of the time.
All I hear is complaining.
Jackie won't have that. Jackie
Czars
will
don't
not
take
have
that.
Are you guys the Czar's defender?
No, not at all.
We're the gallery.
You don't even know what a czar is, so what do you mean? We're the
I
master?
don't know what a Czar is. It says a master.
Yeah, no, okay.
A Czar? I think I spelled it wrong.
How do you spell czar?
Z-car. How do you spell it?
Boy, you didn't go pay attention to history class at all, did you? You gotta flip it.
I knew there was a C and a Z.
Yeah, that's true.
I had
Boy.
1921. It was 1912. Just, having a little trouble with a couple letters
Oh, you
today and
dyslexic.
numbers. Hey, people struggle with that.
No, I'm just saying, that's what it was today.
Thank you, Czar Jackie. You are excused.
Thanks, guys.
Any final words?
Have a great rest of your day.
Wow. All business, Jackie.
See you next week.
Yep.
All business, Jackie.
Stone cold. That's what she is, stone cold. That's the intimidation factor that I just could never get.
She's undefeated against you, Ben.
She has not lost. Brad, why don't you... What is that noise? Baby beluga? Baby beluga in the deep blue sea. Swim so wild. I'm going to have to learn this one to help my daughter go to sleep. And people can use sleep for multiple things, like the Sleeper app.
That's right. The Sleeper Picks app will be your go-to app for watching all things sports from here going forward. NFL playoffs right around the corner, and the Bucks play tonight. You can use Sleeper Picks for all of those. Here's how you do it. Just download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least 2 players and their projected stats. If you are right, you could win up to 100 times your cash. For a limited time, Sleeper has a special offer. New users that just play $5, just one $5 play, and you will receive $55 in free entries. Here's how you go about getting that unbelievable offer from Sleeper. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code BRAD, B-R-A-D. That's my name. Feel free to wear it out. And you'll get $55 in free entries when you play just $5. That's code BRAD, B-R-A-D. You could be like me, played last night. I didn't win my Sleeper picks, but the good news is I've got so many more of these $5 plays because of the $55 that I can keep playing and playing and playing. So if you want to be like me, use code BRAD with the Sleeper picks today. You must be 18 years or older. Promo code, location, other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit $25. See terms for use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
Got a couple polls I want to revisit here on the other side. First and foremost, Mark Tauscher is leading the train of wanting Davante Adams back to the Packers. And if the Packers were to lose in the wild card round or earlier next season, would LaFleur be the coach in 26? We'll hit all that with you, KBN Nation, next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
I'm about being young, wild, and free.
No, you're not.
You're not young, wild, and free.
Yeah,
I am young.
You're not that.
I am
Every time I ask
wild.
you to do something, I check with a girlfriend.
Wait, why are you taking why you going personal? Why you gotta talk about business? I can still be free with a lady.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
A little bit slow on westbound 94 from about 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard, and southbound 41's a little bit backed up as well from Hampton down past Capitol Drive. That looks like the only delays that we've got right now, and no other incidents up on the board. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Mostly clear, cold, a low of 5 above with a wind chill of 0 to 10 below, and then tomorrow mostly sunny, evening snow showers with a high of 24. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
That's the idea of a deal. Each side gets wins, right? They have Jordan Love under contract for the next 5 years.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
I think Packers fans would sign up for 12-5 today, and maybe they will be.
Right here on 94.5 ESPN, and also streaming live on the Wisconsin On Demand app and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
Kevin Moret for Mentality. Guys, carrying extra weight around your midsection doesn't just make you feel bad, it changes how people see you. It makes you look tired, stuck, and feel like you've given up. But it's not you. Low testosterone is often the real problem. Most new Mentality clients start with only 1/3 of the free testosterone they need, which makes fat almost impossible to lose. Our doctors fix the imbalance and use semaglutide to burn the belly fat while keeping you lean and strong. Take back control this year. Visit mentalityhealth.com/radio for our New Year offer. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Walsh for Universal Windows Direct. Right now, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. There is no limit and no payments for 3 whole years. Restrictions apply. If you already have a price quote, they'll beat it. Schedule your free in-home estimate today.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Is it time to buy an engagement ring?
Or a big anniversary diamond?
Kessler's has diamonds that come from diamond mines.
And we also have diamonds that come from plasma chambers.
When you see the size of the diamond you can afford when you look at our high-tech newborn created diamonds,
You're going to be happy, happy, happy.
and with approved credit, our financing plans make anything possible.
Our selection of engagement rings is beyond compare.
And our custom design department can modify any ring in any way you choose.
Anyone who says they can give you a better ring
Or a better diamond.
Or a better price
has never been to Kessler's.
And our miraculous no small print warranty says,
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed.
It's just that simple.
And all maintenance is free forever.
No charge.
yes, it really is that miraculous.
You found a partner you want to share your life with.
When you're ready to celebrate,
we've got a diamond for that.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Are you on the Mark Tauscher bandwagon of wanting the Packers to bring back wide receiver Devontae Adams? KBN Nation has spoken. 74% say yes, 26% say no. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and text line. Less is more. You can see us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Now, obviously, this was a Tausch question that we asked him when he joined us. Find that at WisconsinOnDemand.com. Kyle, you told a little bit of a story, but I never really got your true pulse if this is a yay.
Yeah, man, this is something I would love to happen, right? After evaluating, last year I didn't want Devontae Adams. Even during this year, I was like, I don't want Devontae Adams. He's more drama. I watched the receiver Netflix thing that they had, documentary or whatever you want to call it, series, and he was a lot of drama, man. He was angry. He was upset quite a bit. He hated losing, and so when I saw that, I said, I don't think I really want Devontae Adams. I don't think I want that type of energy here. But after seeing how this football team performed and seeing there's a huge gap and hole at that receiver position where we need to have some number one threat, I'd be very open-minded to having Devontae Adams back. But there's one thing we have to address.
What's that?
We're living in la-la land if we think that Goody's going to bring in somebody who's 30-plus years old back to this roster, man. Like it sounds
Man,
good.
Fantasyland was fun for the 15 minutes I was there.
It sounds...
This is kind of like when yesterday I accidentally slipped and said 8 more months till the season. Then you were like, oh, yeah, but Devontae Adams to the Packers. Goody doesn't do stuff like this.
No, Goody never does anything like this.
But we should acknowledge the youngest team in the league has never won a Super Bowl. And this was more of a 3, 4, 5 year plan than it was a 2-year plan, right? Like the Packers weren't expected to go to the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but it's also like Goody has not deviated away from his plan of going young.
But wouldn't you make the argument that veteran leadership is something that is desperately needed on this team?
No one's not going to argue that.
So then why wouldn't he do that?
Because he is the guy who's in control and he has his way of doing things. And until he makes a change, it's hard to just be like, yeah, he's going to make it. He's been drafting off RAS score in the first round for the last freaking 10 million years, and we're seeing the benefits of it or lack thereof.
So absolutely true. However, I would make the case, and I'd be curious on Brad's thoughts on this, being he's the only one here that's played in the NFL.
I hate when you do that. That's your way of shutting me and Kyle up.
No, it's not. It's not. It's because we need to pull on his experience for a moment. In order to be...
Brad said,
in order to be an incredibly successful general manager in the NFL, you need to admit your shortcomings. You need to admit when you are wrong. And if Goody wants to win a Super Bowl, he has to acknowledge everything he does is not going to be perfect.
Get him on the show. We'll get him to say it.
I'll work on it.
Well, it's easy to stick to your game plan of going young, kind of against the grain, right? Nobody goes this young and tries to be a contender. And all offseason, Goody this, Goody that, youngest team to the playoffs. But now He's looking at a team that looks a little dysfunctional. They look inexperienced. They look like a team that commits dumb penalties, that makes drops, that does things that shoot themselves in the moment, and that are characteristics of a young football team. So it's easy to stick to that game plan when everything's going well. But now he's going to be facing some adversity, some pushback of like, well, wait a minute. Is this the right way to go? Not build a good team, but build a great team. And in my experience, when you have brought in a veteran leader, now this veteran leader has to be two things. They have to be steady, they have to be bought in, and they have to be selfless. Now, is he going to do that? Selfless looks like financially and looks like I don't need all the targets. Bought in means I view this thing as not about me, but bought into shaping the young receivers.
/ the best chance he's had to win a championship since he was a Green Bay Packer.
Exactly, and establishing culture. And here's the other thing. So the question is, will Davante Adams be that guy? Here's why I think that he would be. Because just like us guys, we're in our mid-30s now, mid to high 30s, as you pointed out, Ben Bruster.
The hell with that. I'm
33. You're the high one.
I am the high one. As you get older, your priorities change. Your values change. What you thought was important, you look back and you say, that's not that important anymore. And what you see now is, hey, now that is truly important. Davante Adams went through the same thing with his NFL career. He wanted to be the guy. He wanted to get paid. He wanted flash. He wanted to be able to be in the West Coast for all the wrong reasons. Now he realizes winning is most important. He realizes NFL mortality is short, so I think he's able to make those concessions in Green Bay in order to be back on a winning team. Well, he will be open. He'll be welcomed with open arms. I would be shocked if Packer Nation does not welcome him back with open arms.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. Strofe did a really good job of asking Brad that question because I liked Brad's answer.
Yeah, it was a great answer, but the thing is.
it.
Brad, you said a lot of great things. I mean, you're talking about age and also
We just got schooled by the producer.
And then we would think Goody should learn, right? He tried to go young at kicker. He tried over and over, and then magically he got this old man named Brandon McManus at the ripe old age of 33, and all of a sudden our kicking controversy, poof,
well,
disappeared.
Until he pushed one in the wild card game.
34.
The ripe old age of 34?
Yeah, I'm very old. Don't ask a gentleman his age, Strofe. Inappropriate. But the one thing that we're forgetting with that is that the reason why Davante left that Tausch talked about was cha-ching, money, money, money. Do y'all really think Goody's going to offer him a legitimate contract that he's going to look at and say, okay, that's fair? No, they're going to lowball him. He's going to be reminded of the fact that they lowball everybody.
You know what Goody's going to do? Hey, I'll give you this 1 year guaranteed, and the other one, even Jacob's deal was very similar. McKinney's was similar.
Well,
they were very like first
new.
2 years.
They're new,
and those are second contract, or I guess Jacob's a little bit older, but still young.
Well, it's funny. I use the analogy of like values changing as you get older. A different analogy, given the exact opposite, would be
we have another analogy.
You go back to your ex and you're reminded of all the things you hate.
Yep,
and
that's
that could
the
be
whole
it.
thing.
You're like, you know what? Maybe I will talk to Brian Gutekunst again. Maybe we'll rekindle that flame, and then you negotiate for an
hell
hour.
with this
and you go,
Goody guy.
No,
Now,
this
exactly.
is why I left in the first place.
I've done it before. I've absolutely done that before.
We call it what, Kyle?
We spent the block. I tried to spin the block, and I spent the block, and it was cool at first, and then I had that first time where she started yelling. I'm like, what? I said, oh, yeah. That's why this wasn't going to work. Girl, get out. No. and that's exactly what Goody going to tell him is get off my line with that nonsense. And he going to tell his agent, why didn't you remind me? You should have told me. They just going to try to lowball me just like they lowball Aaron Jones, just like they lowball Greg Jennings. I don't even know if they even offer Greg Jennings, but that's what
Jordy Nelson?
Yeah, that's what they do.
Well, how old was Jordy?
He probably was 32.
I want to do the comp because this is really interesting.
As you're looking that up, Ben, here's the thing. If the Jets release him, the Packers aren't going to take him for a second.
He's going to be 33 this year.
If the
Jets, he's going to be looking for money. This ain't going to work out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if the Jets release him, the Packers will not offer him the greatest market contract. Like, they just won't. Some other team will jump in and give him more money, more guaranteed money, whatever else. So if he does go to the Packers, it is indicating that he's going there for the reasons to win, not for money.
My sources close to the KBN Sports Desk tell me that they have discovered the age of Jordy Nelson when departing with the Green Bay Packers and Goody.
Yeah, he was 31, turning 32.
Ooh. That is brutal.
8 years ago already.
Yes, this is what we do.
That's crazy.
For 7 years, I guess. 2018.
Man, Tausch's idea is starting to sound like a pipe dream.
It is a pipe dream.
Like everything I heard about Jordy Nelson, so this is where it's cool to know another
Jake
cool
chimes in real quick. The Carvel's talking text line. Vetman. That's what'll offer him.
If you really want to come on him. This is where it's cool when a specialist on another team is cool with the other superstars. Because when we played the Packers, we went and talked to Mason Crosby and all that. You know who Mason's cool with? He's cool with Jordy. He's cool with Rodgers, all those guys. So when you go talk to Mason pregame, you get to talk to them pregame. I got to talk to Jordy Nelson a bit. What a great dude. I mean, that's the thing where I got confused.
Wait. We were having a really good football conversation. What does that have to do with anything other than you bragging about talking to Jordy Nelson?
Well, one... just to brag, that's number one.
Cool.
But number two, like if
Goody,
Goody,
I talked to the Nasses. That's my boy.
If Goody wanted a guy, if he valued veteran leadership, like Jordy Nelson is a veteran leader, like well loved. I think he'd be humble and willing to help guys. And he said, "Nah, I'm good. Go on and get out." So maybe he just doesn't value that.
Yeah, but like Strofe said, the recipe is different with the youth, and what you explained showed the deficiencies of what youth can bring you.
Mm-hmm.
Dumb penalties, inconsistent play,
drops.
You know, you don't have that professionalism of what a 4, 5, 6 year guy has that they bring to the table that have earned that chance to show you every day what they're going to bring.
And if you listen to Matt LaFleur post game, dude, he's ripping the wide receivers. Malik Heath is 5 yards off of here. Guys aren't in the right place. The timing's off. So there's a lot of issues in that wide receiver room.
I wonder what the Potawatomi Casino Hotel odds would be if they have wide receivers to the Green Bay Packers in the offseason outside of the draft, if there's even a line there. I'd be curious to see what it is. Or I would just be curious, and I don't have to be curious because I've experienced it. You should be curious if you haven't, to go to Potawatomi Casino Hotel and their brand new sports book. Dozens of kiosks, dozens and dozens everywhere for you to place a sports bet. Seating for over 200 with their restaurant, The Kitchen. It is awesome. The food's amazing. Can't wait to bring home some wonderful food from the Weekly Wager, which I will be hosting with Alex Strofe, our producer of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, Josh DiMaggio.
What fun that's
who used to produce for me in the Scalzo and Brust days. I'm just going to bully those guys from 6 to 7 at Potawatomi Casino Hotel.
Man, you're about to get harassed.
I know. You guys are going to be insufferable. In a major move, you can use your rewards card to get points along the way. Build your bets at paysbig.com/sportsbook. Man, I'm not excited for tomorrow.
Little man. What a silly little man. Huh?
I will give you a swirly in the break. I will give you a swirly in the break.
Bring it, punk.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
You said they are a reflection of their head coach.
Yes, he saw it as he proved with you by signing that damn jersey you had on. You think Campbell would have signed that jersey?
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We still have a pretty quiet ride shaping up this afternoon. Westbound 94, a little bit tight from about 35th Street all the way through to Hawley Road. And that's pretty much it. Maybe a quick brake check heading southbound on 41 right past Capitol Drive. Then checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly clear, cold, low of 5 above, wind chills of 0 to 10 below. And tomorrow, mostly sunny, evening snow showers with a high of 24. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Your savings discount liquor.
Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, Southeastern Wisconsin's beer, liquor, and wine headquarters. For over 60 years, 7 different decades, all as a local family-owned business. Discount Liquor has a selection with over 14,000 varieties of beer, liquor, and wine in stock, along with everyday low prices, expert service, and convenience with 2 locations. But don't just take my word for it. Let's check out some online reviews. Robert wrote, "There's not a better liquor store around. Nobody even comes close to their beer selection. The only issue? I get brain overload because there are so many choices. And Aubrey recalled, I went in looking for a very specific and rare dessert wine. They not only knew of it, but special ordered it and called us when it was available for pickup. Just can't beat their service. Thanks, Robert and Aubrey, for your kind words and patronage. Discount Liquor in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Main and Barstow.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, the certainty of protection and income are the keys to success. And as a former NFL player myself, I have experience with both. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game films helped me mentally prepare for the challenges ahead. Now I star in a new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception to help you visualize and prepare for your fourth quarter of life. You see, you don't retire on your nest egg, but rather the income it can produce. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. And it's free for you to view. Call 855-620-1801 right now for your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Don't risk your retirement savings at the goal line. You don't need to be risky to have a winning strategy. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Call today. 855-620-1801. That's 855-620-1801. MitchLyonsWealth.com. Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
Hey, this is ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. Guys, let's talk about something important. You. Taking care of your health and appearance isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling strong, confident, and ready to take on the world. At Quintessa Aesthetic Center, they make it easy. With experts in advanced skincare, body contouring, and anti-aging treatments, Quintessa is here to help you stay sharp and at your best. Trust me, when you look good, you feel even better. So why wait? Visit myquintessa.com and take the first step towards a more confident you.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
In honor of Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, the question I got wrong about the Foo Fighters, what was the question?
Celebrating a birthday today, who is the lead singer of the Foo Fighters? Or we could phrase it, celebrating a birthday today, who is the drummer in Nirvana?
Do you know the name?
Drummer in Nirvana.
We were just talking about it. What's his name?
Was this the Moby Dick one?
Oh, come on. Now. So wait a minute. So this dude was in two great bands?
Yes, Dave Grohl was the drummer of Nirvana, and then obviously what happened to Kurt Cobain happened. And he formed his own band.
And he became the lead singer.
And he found Taylor Hawkins, may he rest in peace also, and Taylor Hawkins was the drummer, and he trusted him with the drumming part of it, and Dave Grohl was the frontman.
So thank you. No more Foo Fighters.
Well, no,
wait a minute.
This is a wild piece of music trivia. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the very first album for the Foo Fighters, Dave Grohl did every piece of it.
That is correct.
He drummed, he played bass guitar, he played lead guitar, and he sang.
How's that possible? He doesn't have four arms.
He would go back and relace over the track each time.
Did he?
Incredible musician.
Was he jealous of Kurt?
No, they were like best friends.
Well, then what? So all of a sudden he became the lead singer when his friend passed
He's
away?
a musician. He has multiple talents.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
New band.
Okay.
I mean,
learn about multiple talents,
He was
Kyle.
obviously very big in the grunge scene in the
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace. The way that Strofe is doing the lean back, like he has all this information while we're not on YouTube until he just realized right now.
Oh, wow. Well, we got to look at me.
That's a very smug lean back. Very smug.
Yeah, you have all the knowledge in the world right now.
I do know a lot about music.
Yeah, Dave Grohl. I should know who that is. I didn't know who that was.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Strophe running the show. Who's hanging out in Madison at the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios?
That would be the Yaukster.
The Yaukmeister, you mean? Riley Yauk, the Yaukmeister.
Apologies.
Are you all aboard Devontae Adams back to the Green Bay Packers per Mark Tauscher?
Oh, yeah, I love it. Why not? Who isn't on this train is the real question.
Goody.
Well, I guess that's the one who matters, isn't it?
It sure is. Good drop in, Riley Yauk.
He didn't answer my call on Sunday. I was really upset.
Why'd you call him?
Yeah, why'd you call
I
him,
answered
Riley?
your second call, Kyle.
I'm not a second call type guy.
No.
Answer me first call. We working. What the hell are you doing over there?
He
Not
just
paying
just
attention.
rolled out
My
of bed.
phone was dead. Also true.
Wait a minute.
no.
His phone was dead when he answered the second call.
It was 10 a.m. Why was your phone dead?
It was dead.
How was your
I
phone
couldn't charge
dead?
it.
Better question. What did you do on Saturday night?
Uh-huh.
That's a great question, Strofe.
Thanks.
Let's
answer it.
just say I was
Bedtime. Just give us bedtime.
Yeah, I was sleeping. I
At
slept
what
on
time?
Saturday night.
What time did you go to bed?
I don't remember. I was too busy sleeping.
All right. Let's not get him in trouble. You know, he might incriminate himself and start realizing what he did that one night.
I answered Kyle's second call. That's what matters.
How quickly was the first call from the second call?
Oh, come on now. I have no patience. I called back-to-back immediately.
You're a back-to-back call guy.
Wait, so it went to voicemail and you pressed end and call right back?
It was urgent. We needed to do something for work.
So his phone couldn't have been dead.
It wasn't dead. He's a liar. That's what I'm saying. He's lying. Yeah, he just literally, that's core value. He just lied to me. Just say you saw me call. You're like, oh, I don't know what he wants.
Own
He
it.
said, wait.
Riley. Own it. Own it.
No, so my phone was charging. Whatever, fine. The truth is, it was charging, and I didn't see the first call.
All right, there it
and
is.
then so I answered the second call.
Should have called me back.
Should have called Kyle
You
back.
didn't give him
Call him
time
back.
to call him back.
That is true.
I'm the crazy guy. Oh, you think you ain't going to answer my call? I'll call 25 times.
Maybe I'm the problem.
Yeah, I am. It's cool. Maybe I'm the problem.
So that being said, we all know Kyle is the problem here. But something we need to figure out as a show.
Yeah, we got some business to take care of, fellas.
What's the temperature today? Freezing?
About 5 degrees. Yeah.
Worse than
Well,
freezing.
that's what it was when I walked to work. I don't know what it is.
I'm getting 16 on the old watch right now.
Feels like
the
5,
wind chill?
though.
Underneath
Yeah, I think you're
the
right.
backyard of Ben Bruss' home is a time capsule.
Sure is.
A prediction of the Green Bay Packers season written and filled out by 80-plus people. KBN, Office, get a lot of responses to go through. What the hell do we do?
All right. So here's the thing. Number one,
We
yes,
are a show.
we
together.
It's got all of our Packers predictions for the entire year, and it's below freezing.
Hey, I don't.
And I think I knew this was going to happen, but now that I'm walking outside, they're like, "Oh, I'll figure it out." It's freezing.
There was a hardy bit of topsoil too. I mean, we didn't. It
Oh yeah,
wasn't-
you helped
it
me
wasn't-
dig.
That's right.
That thing's
That's
deep.
right.
You
It's
buried
deep.
that puppy.
Yes,
So
you sure
okay,
did.
so here's the things we need to figure out. Number one, the season is over, so it is time to get that puppy out of the ground. It's a little cold out. The ground's gonna be a little hard. So, couple ideas here. Number one, we need as much manpower as possible. All four of us need to figure out a night that we can get over to the Brust estate.
My fiance is on a bachelorette party. You guys free this weekend?
I am.
What's to eat?
Whatever you want.
Ooh.
What if I had a layout of every Palermo's pizza possible?
That's enticing me to spend some time with you off of work.
Couple carblesses?
Couple, I'll say, add some carbless, and
Oh,
that might
no,
be it.
really?
Oh,
intrigued.
Bradley?
I mean, I might have to bring a couple people in tow, but yeah, we could make it happen.
What do you mean, like a entourage?
No, like
He's a busy
some
person.
babies.
He's a busy person.
I have a baby.
That's true. Maybe they could.
Cousins.
No, I don't want to go because all of a sudden they're going to say, oh, I got to go tend to the baby. Kyle, can you know? Kyle ain't doing nothing but watching. I want my hot cocoa.
Kyle.
Sipping
We
and
are
watching.
one as a show.
No,
We'll
we're
all
not.
be out there with
No, I'm
pickaxes
not.
trying to wedge that thing out of the ground.
We're
I'm not
going
trying
to
to do
show
that
these
tomorrow.
babies what hard work look like. Kyle.
Yeah.
Don't you want to be a
the
role
next
model?
generation.
Don't you want to be a role model?
Generation Alpha and Beta are going to be watching.
Nah, they're too young. They won't remember it. My back is bad.
Brent chimes in, and he is in concrete. Cerebral concrete. Shout out to you. Burn a bag of charcoal on top of it.
Smart.
That will thaw the ground.
Brilliant. Wait, a bag of charcoal.
That sounds dangerous.
A whole bag?
Not a whole bag instead of fire.
No, you probably just throw a little down there and
I don't know. He says burn a bag. I'm guessing he does. Like, see, in my head, I'm thinking like the whole bag.
I was thinking like a
I think he's
plastic
saying,
bag.
I
Plop
think
that
he's
thing
saying
down.
empty the bag.
Well, but
Yeah.
that's still a lot of charcoal.
Hey,
Yeah.
Brent, I don't know if you've realized this from listening over
We're
the years.
dumb!
We're a bunch of idiots, and we're not very manly.
Yeah,
so
we're-
we're going
we're
to need
heads
step-by-step instructions here.
800-990-3776. If you were going to thaw the frozen ground to dig up a time capsule that's wrapped in 8,000 pieces of saran wrap and ziplocked 18 times, how would you get it out of the ground?
You know what? Now I regret, well, you might regret, Ben, putting it so close to a wood fence.
I was about a foot off.
Yeah, but that's not that big of a gap.
You don't have a lot of
catch
space
a
to
stray
really-
flame, a stray charcoal. Just
it's
roll
like
You're saying the wood fence might catch
I'm
fire?
saying if we're trying to soften this thing up with flammable things, that wood fence is sitting right there.
All right.
But yeah, it's about a foot off.
The Manly people are starting to chime in. 800-990-3776.
Do
you have a flamethrower?
I do not. What made you think I have a flamethrower?
Because JD and Bonnie said, borrow Brad's flamethrower. And I thought maybe at one point you told us you had a flamethrower and I forgot.
I was talking about how I've got the
leaf blower.
Moving the snow from my driveway. And they said you should use a flamethrower. I said, ooh, that's a good idea.
So wait a minute.
Big step up
but
from
hold
the
on.
leaf blower.
So I remember as a kid, don't do this at home. I remember as a kid you would spray Axe body spray into a match and it would act like
No, I didn't
what
do
if
that.
we attach
like hairspray.
But what if we attach to the bottom of your leaf blower a can of Axe and a lighter?
This sounds like a show that used to be on MTV.
Steven chimes in. Just put Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary there, and you'll get right in. But
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I don't get it either. I thought I was hoping that it was funny, and I just read it.
Yeah, no. We're trying to get a job done, not trying to be upset about not getting the job
we
done.
had a good group meeting today where we talked about some of our strong suits and some of our shortcomings. One of Benny's is he will just read something and hope it lands, right? If somebody will send in a text, he won't process
There are no
it.
bad words in there. I figured it was funny. I trust KBN Nation.
So how did you process it in your mind? When you read it, you were like, oh, yeah, that's hilarious.
Did you think someone else would get it?
Guys, stop asking me questions. I'm not on the stand.
Do we have any more helpful suggestions from KBN?
All right, should I try blind reading another one? Tony, 262, Carbless Talking text line. Step 1, call some men. However, it's supposed to be 40 degrees Friday, I believe, so dig it up then.
Oh.
There it is.
So Friday night?
I'm free.
I'm free?
I'm not free.
Saturday.
Ooh,
I'm free.
I think I have an
Oh, shut up.
No.
You think you have an event?
He's lying.
No, I feel like there was something I had to do. I need to look at the shared
He's
calendar.
lying. But I'm never lying when I talk to you about the Princeton Club with millions of dollars of upgrades in the facilities, free childcare with the membership, open 24/7. Although I am strong from the Princeton Club, I am not strong enough to get the frozen grass out of my backyard to dig up this green and gold time capsule. But the weights, the cardio, the workout classes, basketball courts, tennis courts, they have it all. Lock in that rate in January. So you can get started on your fitness journey and find your better tomorrow at one of their 8 wonderful Madison locations or in New Berlin. Princeton Club, for a better tomorrow. Please join. And then please help us figure out how to get something out of the earth. Next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Tyler, thank you for all that baby talk there and parenting talk. I'll take some of those tips.
I was getting ready for it right
Yeah,
taking notes over there.
I'm taking some of those nips. Taking some of those tips, those tips, and storing them away. I do like nips as well. But Tyler,
on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Romeo. This 3-syllable, you have to take the O out of the equation. That's too easy.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Iota, right? Not one iota. Iota.
Yeah, that's only 4 letters.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
Let's pretend you're a first-time listener to Wilde and Tausch. What the hell is this? They're discussing syllables.
On 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
There's only one store that gives you every possible choice in diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
Ready for a win? Well, it's your year. At Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you could win over $2,000 in free play every month all year long. Just play your favorite games and you might take the stage in the It's Your Year game show. 25 winners each Thursday. There's $300,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs this January. Yeah, we think it's your year. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old to play.
All you have is one
One chance after an accident. One decision on who to call. One shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group. I have a question for you business owners. What does your CPA do for you? We have signed on several new business clients who told us the same story. Does this sound like you? You can never get a hold of your CPA. Phone calls are not returned and questions are never answered. You don't get any advice to help you run your business. Not at the Neal Group. We usually return phone calls and emails the same day. We are advocates and partners with our clients to help them grow, not just record history. Do you want to grow your business, improve cash flow, have less stress, and live a better life? We can help. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net to book a meeting to tell us your story and see if we can help. The first meeting is free. Don't wait, do it now. That's 414-325-2040 or nealgroup.net.
Whether you are a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit our great city of Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Hey, maybe you got friends coming in from out of town. St. Kate the Arts Hotel is ideally located in the heart of the theater district in downtown Milwaukee with deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, and nightly live music. You and your friends will enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com. That's stkatearts.com.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You know the Bucks game is on tonight. You know what that means? I'm going to be watching it and doing a little sleeper picks alongside with it. You can do it with NBA, NFL, anything you want. There are so many different ways that you can utilize sleeper picks. Here's what I'm thinking today. I'm thinking a very simple one, right? Just a $5 entry with Giannis. More than 38.5 points plus assists, and Damian Lillard, more than 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists. My $5 bet can yield me $16.15, and that is something that you can enjoy over and over and over with Sleeper Picks. Here's how you do it. Just download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least two players' projected stats, just like I did with Dame and Giannis. If you're right, you can win up to 100 times your cash. For a limited time, too, Sleeper has a special offer. New users have to play just a $5 play. That's right, one $5 play, and you'll receive 55 credits, $55 in free entries. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code BRAD, B-R-A-D. That is my name. When you use my name, Brad, you're going to get $55 in free entries when you play just $5. That is such a great deal to keep the fun Sleeper Picks going over and over and over. Code BRAD with Sleeper Picks. Must be 18 years or older. Promo code, location, other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit $25. See terms and use for play. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-246-2537 for help.
800-990-3776. We sounded like desperate lost puppies looking to be adopted as we were just asking for help on how to dig up a hole in my frozen backyard to get the green and gold time capsule that has responses we need to go through as a show, figure out who the winner is. And Big M chimes in on the Carbless Talking text line. I'm thinking you run a shovel under some hot water. You'll scoop the thing right out of the grass. It works really good with ice cream.
It's a great idea. It's a really good idea.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be bogus or not be a team player, but
yes,
I'm not going to be out there doing that. I didn't dig that hole.
Why are you such a Kyle?
Yeah, it's too cold.
Kyle, you didn't go all the way in for the Lake Michigan plunge.
I'm not going. It's cold.
Don't be half-hearted.
I walked outside today because I had to take some boxes and put in my car that I had to drop off. And when I opened up my door and that cold weather hit me, I said, oh, hell no, I can't do that today. So I hurried up, got in my car, and I strolled off.
You didn't bring the boxes in?
No. It was too cold. It was entirely too cold to be doing today.
I could literally see Kyle, like, I can visualize him, got the fit on, he looks good, checked by a baby girl.
Notice what he's wearing today?
Yep. Yep.
You
know what that is?
A gift from baby girl?
No.
Ooh, wow.
The last baby girl.
Ex-baby girl.
Oh,
That's the
ex-girlfriend's parents' sweater?
Yeah, that's the one.
Look at it, man. This is like
That's
really,
that's
really warm.
That's something you don't throw away.
I'm hot right now.
And so I could see Kyle just whip it open the door and be like, hell no, I'm not doing this today.
Kyle, just wear that on Friday when we're unburying the time capsule.
Yeah, I'll wear it. I got my glasses on, too. I'll wave from you guys from the window. Hey, you're doing good, Ben and Brad and Strophe.
He's usually funny, but, this is, I feel like the one time we were actually trying to have, the conversation where all four of us come together to do something.
Yeah,
and he just has to poo-poo it.
I'm not poo-pooing it.
Kyle, we need you.
No, we legitimately need you.
I'm weak. I'm just weak. Little old me, I'm just a little weakling. I can't help you.
It'll take 4, whatever we are, something percentage of men, all of us together, maybe we equate to 2 men in total. We need you, Kyle. Even just a little bit.
You 3 are more than enough man for anybody.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, baby. Now this is some breaking news.
On the Carbless Talking text line, 800-990-3776, Ryan from Maguanago. Kyle, congrats on the new show. When is your last day on this one? We have not formally congratulated you on your new show on our sister station, noon to 1 on 101.7 This Truth, launching on Monday. Power to truth, truth to power, truth to the power of the truth.
Power to the truth.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth, noon to 1. We do launch it on January 20th. I'm very excited to be able to...
Are you going to be better or worse with us? It's all KBN Nation cares about.
I'm kind of like the lead singer of a band. I'm kind of part of the band, but I'm Harry Styles, right? Harry Styles is great with the band he's part of, One Direction, but when he's by himself, he's a superstar. So, if you want to hear a superstar from 12 to 1, you can hear that on 101.7
Whoa, we hold you back?
We're great.
Hold on.
We're Hall of Fame.
He might have had more success without One Direction.
Holy cow.
We have fumbled this announcement. Kyle's not going anywhere. Kyle is
I kind of hope he goes somewhere now after that comment.
Yeah, I'm doing 2 shows. I'm not leaving KBN. I'm just doing 2 shows. So, I'm just doing both shows. That's all it is. And so, I need to be solo. I had to do my solo career without leaving you guys. So I do solo there, and then also do the team thing here. We're
do the team thing.
Kyle, you think you're the Beyonce?
Hey, how does the team?
I am Beyonce, but Destiny's Child is still great. They're a world-renowned group. We are a world-renowned, Wisconsin-renowned show. And so, so I just need to get, some stuff off my chest over there.
Wow. The solo album, Kyle Wallace.
It's going to be a good one. Platinum, baby.
Noon to 1, 101.7
Noon to 1.
Stop asking about it.
Noon to 1, Truth to Power on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
Congrats,
it launches
Kyle.
next Monday on MLK Day, but I'm never leaving KBN Nation.
I didn't like that at all.
I did. Congrats, Kyle.
Congrats, Kyle. We're just as important. You remember that.
Mm-hmm. I know I'm Beyonce. I'm Harry Styles.
Don't forget the small people, Kyle.
Yeah.
That's us.
And invite us on the show, please.
Maybe.
Can we?
We'll see.
KBN Takeover?
Oh.
Talking about serious issues?
Back in 2 minutes. Sure. I don't think that's a good idea.
Well, we've got an accident now eastbound on 94, right about at 35th Street. Looks like the left lane is blocked with that. That means we've got backup stretching all the way back to 84th Street. On the westbound side, slowing down from 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 41, heavy from before Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. Southbound 43 is backed up from Keefe down towards Locust. Back on the brakes from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way down to the KK River crossing. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly clear, cold, a low of 5 above with a wind chill of 0 to 10 below. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny, evening snow showers possible with a high of 24. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It started with a prediction.
Gonna go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6. It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Gary Austin here from my friends at Best Electric Service. An A-plus Better Business Bureau family owned and operated who have been serving you for over 50 years. No job is too big or too small, whether it's making panel upgrades to your home, new LED in lighting, electric vehicle charging, and all residential service calls. Best Electric provides quality service at fair prices. They are experienced and licensed electrical contractors ready to get to work. Connect with the Best Electric Service. Find out more at bestelect.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Bruston Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We them boys. We them boys.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
He is Kyle Wallace. I am Ben Brust alongside Super Bowl 50 runner-up Brad Nortman. Alex Strofe is running the show. UKBN Nation at the Carbless talking text line 800-990-3776. This is more. Dana from Maguanago, you're up on Kyle Brust Nortman. No, Kyle isn't going anywhere, but you can absolutely talk to him.
Okay, Kyle, what? Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Dirty D. Thank you.
What channel?
101.
What feature are you going to?
101.7 The Truth. You can download the 101.7 The Truth app. You can also subscribe to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. It's the station. Okay. I was the director of content. Now I'm the director of community relations, and I have a show, and that is the place where you can hear the Tori Lowe Show from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday as well.
And joining us now is Tori Lowe, who just got done saving the world from 1 to 4, and he brings his Packer optimism to the show.
Hey, what's happening then?
You tell us, Tori.
Hey.
Oh, wow.
Well, you know, I'm feeling a little down. I ain't gonna lie, I'm feeling a little down. I just got a caller that called me at the end of the show and rubbed my face into, he was a Chicago Bears fan.
Oh, come on now.
Okay,
well, first and foremost,
cheap shot.
You can't
just cheap shot.
Yeah, but you're soft for letting him get to you. That's soft.
No, we had a bet. Now, if the Packers would have beat the Bears, he'd have had to do some crazy stuff.
Okay, but you know what I know what's worse?
Like what?
Well, first of all, I do the wig and the lipstick.
Oh, no.
And then he'd have had to jump. And
Wait, you do that regularly?
No, I'm talking about like when I bet people. I always bet and tell them they have to wear a wig and lipstick.
I hope are they telling you what you got to do?
Well, I think what he wanted me to do was wear a Chicago Bears jersey on my show.
Oh, that'd be a tough look for Tori Lowe.
That'd have been crazy.
Don't you have to do that?
No. They had to do a sweep. Both games.
Oh, okay. Everyone's like, God. He was I feel like I'm at a hockey game right now.
He needed the Bears to win.
Yeah, I don't play them games. I don't do those bets. I know my team wins 90% of the time, but I can't allow for that.
Well, Strofe, do we have anything that is like we can play that's sad or something ready that's like, it's very
it's so
dull.
I got sunshine on a cloudy day.
Oh.
That's kind of a sad song.
That's more upbeat.
That's more upbeat. Like positive. Yeah, that's positive. The reason why I was looking for something sad.
Sunshine on a cloudy day is a good thing.
Yeah. What? Oh, wow. But I thought that was kind of a sad, like a girlfriend, like.
The song is called My Girl.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You break up and you want to get her back. I use that as the way to get her back.
Tori, how your pockets feeling right now?
You know what? I'm $1,000 less.
$1,000 on the Green Bay Packers to win the Super Bowl. Can I see that ticket? I want to know what it actually exists.
It's at the office.
You got to bring it. I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know if this thing exists or if the attorney.
He was just what we do. Like I think we do crypto together. We do like
Tory crypto.
Tory is his investments are diversified, Brad.
Very
stocks
I'm just trying to
betting
tell
on the
you.
Packers.
I don't want to put all my business out there, but I mean,
Tory, you see what Bitcoin's been doing recently?
Oh, pow!
Up.
Yeah, Tory, what's going? Tory's the only person who never asked me for a raise.
I'm out.
He get one.
I'm out to make sure I keep up with my wallet, my cold wallet.
Kyle, can I ask you for a raise?
I'm sorry, sir. I no longer manage anybody, so I'm the wrong one to ask.
Right. Well, like I
Tory,
said,
can I ask you for a raise?
Well, I don't even ask for a raise, so I don't know if I got any extra to give out.
So actually, now that I know that he lost 1,000 on Pato, he's made a 10x or 1,000x on Bitcoin recently. I don't feel so bad for you.
Well, like I said, me and my friends, we talk about a lot of different things. And the SOP, we do a lot of different ideas together.
Did you say the SOP?
Yeah.
S&P.
S&P.
Yeah, he know that thing go up. That's all that matters.
That goes up too.
All right, so this was from sources close to me that Tory Lowe had this to say to one of the people on our panel of Kyle Brust and Ortman. Actually, I'm going to toss to that person because the way he delivered it was very good.
Yeah, Tory came up to me earlier today. And as he always does, he gives me a hug. Tells me he loves me because he's a lovely human being. And then he goes, Strofe, I don't want to say this out loud. I said, okay, what is it? He said, well, the Packers
You didn't have to be exact.
need some veteran leadership on offense.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, he just did the.
I saw the. Actually, that's what y'all was talking about upstairs after the meeting. Tory looked.
Oh, were they hugging and crying and sobbing?
Just two Packer backers trying to work their way.
Why those two just lock themselves in the wellness room?
Oh wow.
Thanks for telling my private conversation. Dang.
So tell us about it.
Yeah, you feel strongly about it.
But the thing is,
we can give you a hug too. KBN Nation can help out.
One thing I noticed from the game, and I'm a big. When I was playing football, I was the spiritual leader. I was the one that recognized that we needed to get pumped up. I was the one that recognized, okay, in order for me to get this guy to play at his best, I gotta feed his ego, kinda.
Well, you have to. Everyone reacts differently, but you have a pulse of people,
right? Because, like I said, you listen to everybody's dreams. We hang out. Let's say you say, "I want this dream to come true," but you can't have this dream coming true if you laying on the ground and getting the crap knocked out of you. So I always would remind people of their goals because everybody have a certain thing that they want, and so at a certain crucial time when they have to perform, if you remind them of that goal, they may dig deeper and try to perform better.
And so, are you feeling like there was a lack of
but
not accountability, but like a pusher?
Do you think
a reminder?
Aaron Jones.
Do you think that's an indictment, though, on Jordan Love's ability to lead? Because that should be quarterback one's job.
And you know what? That's what I told Strofe. I said, and that's why I had to take a deep breath.
Was that you, Strofe? Because I could have been convinced it was Tory.
Remember that movie, that old football movie, that college movie, The Program? Remember that old?
Nope.
Never saw it.
I actually have heard of that movie.
It's an old
football movie,
for
right?
those that are out there, those football.
It is the 1993 film. A 43% Rotten Tomatoes and 6.5 on IMDb.
It was interesting.
It was a good movie at the time, man.
Yeah.
And the thing about that movie was the quarterback had an edge to him. And he always would say when he was in the huddle, let's put the women and children to bed and go looking for dinner, boys. Let's get them, And that is what you want at quarterback. And they're not even. I hated even mentioning this guy. But he kind of reminds me of that quarterback that has that kind of moxie, Baker Mayfield. He's that guy that's going to look you in the eye and be like, "Let's go to battle. Let's get this done." And he's doing it now in Tampa.
Yeah, so I'm not going to lie. I know they lost, but when he on 3rd and 8 ran for 11 yards and was running people over, it led to a touchdown drive. I was like, powerful.
Yeah.
But my question to you is, Jordan Love isn't Baker Mayfield. He's not the quarterback from this film, The Program of 1993 that 2 out of 10 people know.
In spirit, you want that type of leadership at quarterback.
But what I want to ask you is, so if Jordan Love isn't Baker Mayfield and he's not that type of leader, that emotional, vocal, can he succeed
It's
in
more
the
like
ways
Eli Manning.
as a player or as a leader?
You know, I'm talking about just the quietness, the subtleness.
Yeah, and
his calmness. He's not as vocal as his brother, Peyton. But what I'm saying is everybody leads in a different way. But if you don't have veterans around and everybody's young and they're looking, I think Josh Jacobs showed a little signs of that. He was playing playoff football. Reed was showing signs that he was playing playoff football, like the energy. But you didn't see that from the quarterback position, and I noticed that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
something
you go.
Something that Matt LaFleur talked about, the fact that in his press conferences, they want Jordan Love to be more vocal, right? He has to be more of a vocal leader, and I think that was something that was clearly obvious, that Jordan Love is not that big vocal leader. He's pretty even keeled. He never gets too high or too low. He threw 3 interceptions and he wasn't throwing a tantrum on the sideline, right?
But I think that we're looking at the calmness of Jordan Love, but I think that we're not seeing the spirit. The football winning spirit. And when you play basketball.
No, I love that because you don't have to lead by example or he does lead by example, but from a vocal standpoint, you can't be someone you're not.
Well,
I totally agree with that.
But you're a quarterback, right? And quarterbacks
this is the position where you need to be vocal.
Like that's the one thing every single football team that I've been a part of that I've seen, and Brad, you can talk about it as an NFL player, is that Blake Bortles wasn't a stud or a star, but I'm sure he had a voice on that team. He wasn't the best player on that football team, but even as the leader of the offense, he probably was getting guys going.
Yeah, even though that Blake might not have been a natural leader of men, he was well liked, and he was just quarterback one, so his voice went further than if he was the same guy playing any other position. Even with Cam Newton, now, you wouldn't say he was the team's main leader, but when he did speak, it carried weight. I will say the other thing is too, without those guys being like Tom Brady type leaders, Cam and Blake, good leaders, but not like alpha dudes like you'd think. There was like 5 or 6 other guys that were bona fide dudes in the locker room. And Packers don't have that either.
That's that veteran experience too as well.
Ben Bruss, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman. We're joined here by Tori Lowe on a Tori Lowe Tuesday. Strophies run the show. KBN Nation at 800-990-3776. And as we go through this conversation, right, I feel like everyone got sick. And you could even see it after he left the Packers. Aaron Rodgers, right? 4th down, camera goes right to who? Aaron Rodgers. Walks up the sideline. He goes by the coach. Camera goes to Aaron Rodgers. I feel as if, and this is not an indictment, it's an observation. It really is. I don't see Jordan Love interacting a whole lot on the sidelines. But I don't see the full game. I'm merely saying from a production standpoint of whatever Fox, CBS, Amazon, ESPN, whatever they do, whatever network he's on, I am never seeing him galvanizing the troops.
Because if it was there, you would have seen it, right? That's what they do. And so it's just not there.
They're checking for it during crucial times.
And I want people to know, this is not a knock on Jordan Love. This is just part of the evolution of Jordan Love becoming a leader, right? Becoming the guy that this team needs. We talked about it when Aaron Jones left this football team. We said Jordan Love needs to be the leader of the football team. And based off, we're not in the locker room, but based off the press conference at the end of the year, the conversation is focused around guys like Xavier McKinney, Rashawn Gary. We're talking about Josh Jacobs, and we're also talking about Tucker Kraft. We're not talking about Jordan Love and what he said, right? And so that's something that, he just has to find his leadership, find his voice. He doesn't need to be a rah-rah geek, man.
And that's not even leadership a lot of times.
It's not.
Sometimes the loudest person in the room is the weakest person in the room.
Yeah.
But leadership is spirited. I think that it's beyond the physical. It's that spiritual connection to the energy that's flowing at the game at the time. And that's why you get the hard hand claps like, okay, let's go.
And the thing is I feel like as you talked about Blake Bortles, I feel like Jordan Love commands the respect of the team. And if it's the first half against the Vikings, week 17, and they're getting to him, like, I'd love, and I know it may have happened. I'm just saying, I would love for Jordan to be like, yo, I need you. Like, I need you to block your butts off right now because I'm not getting enough time to throw the football.
Well, yeah, holding guys to a high standard.
And that's not yelling. That's not being demonstrative. I just I just want to know if that's happening. I don't know. I want to find the answer, though. I really want to find out the answer.
Jordan Love. Tori Lowe, I do want to know something. If the Packers were to lose in a wild card round or earlier next year, or just wild card round, not make the playoffs, will Matt LaFleur be the head coach in 2026?
I think that they will start looking into somebody that can develop that team into what they need to be.
So you're saying he's on the hot seat?
Because development is important too. Because you get so many times to develop and lose. You get 3 times. I think that they work in threes, and I think that when you fail or don't hit the standard on the third time, your job is in question.
Troy, what the hell is this we listening to?
Well, it's David's birthday.
Who's David?
Are you curious?
David Grohl.
Oh, do you listen to the Foo Fighters?
Of course.
So you chose this, not him.
Well, this is a Strofe surprise.
But you like Dave Grohl?
Yeah, I do.
Powerful.
No, I was in a rock band.
He was in a rock band.
Yeah,
I
so I listened to all of it.
I want to listen to the unholy. What do y'all call it?
UHC, Unholy Congregation.
Yeah, I want to listen to Unholy Congregation, not David
I
Grohl
actually
from the
think
Foo
we should
Fighters.
be playing out when Tori comes on with Tori Lowe's songs.
Hey. Those are my heyday.
No, you guys were wondering why Tori was running late. He was telling me how Dave Grohl was one of his biggest influences in life.
I think that he's telling all the secrets that I
no, you can't tell him anything. He tells the whole
anything. He's going
world.
to tell everybody. Yeah.
Thanks, Tori.
Dang.
Powerful.
Thank y'all for having me.
Good leadership conversation with someone who knows a lot about leadership and Tori Lowe. There ain't no doubt about that.
That is 100% true.
I want to dig deeper into this because I really do find it interesting, the whole leadership concept. And then what Kyle just said, it's like the voices we're hearing after the season, the ones that are resonating with all of us, isn't what Jordan Love is saying. It's the other guys. And again, to a point, that's okay. But I want to feel the confidence, the ups and downs through QB1. Next.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman, KBN.
Student Athlete Support Fund is something I was looking at. I'm ultimately likely going to give to this College of Letters. I was in life.
Long week. On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You have a crash right now, 894 southbound, just south of Beloit Road, off on the right shoulder, so watch out for that. Otherwise, westbound 94, you're looking at delays from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound, slowing down from 76th Street to Hawley Road, and then again, coming out of the Stadium Interchange. Southbound 43 is heavy from about Keefe all the way down past the Marquette, over the high-rise bridge, down towards the base of the high-rise bridge. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly clear, cold, a low of 5 above, wind chills of 0 to 10 below. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, evening snow showers with a high of 24. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
You still had a cigarette lighter in there?
No, we should all be dead.
An ashtray.
They have the station wagons where the people in the back were facing the other direction.
The Homer Hour with Homer.
The Packers got more money than God, so in the NFL, there's no shortage. Yes, we need fundamentally in the NFL, anything Detroit does, you just assume you can do it better.
Weekdays from 5 to 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live on YouTube.
James Imaging Systems. Local support, local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything. So I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizan, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our cost from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Do you want to have more fun watching the NFL playoffs? Try playing Sleeper Picks. Just download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least 2 players' projected stats. You can win up to 100 times your cash. For a limited time, Sleeper has a special offer. New users have to just play $5 and they'll receive $55 in free entries. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code BRAD, B-R-A-D. Must be 18 years or older. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit $25. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
Fingers come in different sizes.
It's one of the first things you learn as a jeweler.
And a ring can only be sized up or down a little bit.
Which means it's a really good thing to know your ring size.
And it's an even better thing to know their ring size.
This is why we're announcing
the Ring Size Registry at Kessler's.
We're doing it as a public service. It's completely free.
Free. Isn't that a great price?
Here's how it works.
Just drop into any Kessler's Diamonds location and tell one of the owners that you'd like to know your ring size.
Kessler's is an employee-owned company, so whoever greets you at the door is an owner.
They'll determine your ring sizes and add them to our ring size registry.
Then, when someone wants to know your ring size,
Because, maybe they want to surprise you.
all they have to do is call or stop into Kessler's.
Surprises can be fun, don't you think?
We're happy to do this for you, even if you don't buy a ring from us.
But after you take a look around, we think you probably will. Visit KesslersDiamonds.com for a location near you and register your ring sizes today.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
If you're dealing with pain, your knees, your hips, your shoulders, or your back, now is not the time to push that off.
Hell no, it's too damn cold.
It's too cold. How are you going to be able to do anything, live the life you want to live when you're dealing with that? It's a new year. That means it's a new you. So finally, use my friends at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine and joint preservation, to get you your life back. They are the leader of regenerative medicine nationwide, and they're going to get your body right. They're going to revitalize your joints with their advanced orthobiologic treatments. At QC Kinetics, that means no surgery, no drugs, no steroids. The future of medicine is at their fingertips, and your life can be changed. I'm talking about plasma and platelets, PRP, stem cells, things that I only knew conceptually until I saw them with my own two eyes at QC Kinetics. If you are dealing with that joint pain that's holding you back, this is your sign to go to my friends at QC Kinetics for a free consultation. So you really have nothing to lose. You might as well get another opinion to see what they can do for you, because of the folks I've talked to when I've been there, nothing short of a miracle what QC Kinetics has been able to do. So call them today for their free consultation at QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
As Brett says, a great drop-in from Tory Lowe on a Tory Lowe Tuesday. It's Kyle Bruston Nortman with you till 5 o'clock, leading you up to the Homer Hour. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless talk and text line for you, KBN Nation, to get involved. Another interesting comment here, as we had a leadership conversation about Jordan Love. Not that he's good, not that he's bad, trying to discover what he is trying to accomplish with his style, right? He's very even-keeled, and I think that's a very positive thing as a leader. You're not going to get too up, you're not going to get too down, but how can he lead and encourage people further? Because like I said, I would love to see him galvanize the team, even if it's not with a helmet slam like you've seen Tom Brady do in the past. You got to find your ways to do it. Now, Anton chimes in on the YouTube. The YouTube, I sound so old. You can be a great leader. You can be a quiet leader, but that also means you have to consistently back that silence with action.
It's the only
I
way.
actually thought, I read that one, I was like, I think that one's worth sharing.
It's the only way you can be a silent leader. But even then, you can't be silent forever. You have to use your words to deliver standards to your teammates. So if you're a silent leader, your actions are going to do 90% of the talking, but your mouth has to do 10%.
Yeah, and one thing we really haven't seen too much of, and maybe I'm not digging and looking for it, I think about these quarterbacks who win these championships, right? You usually see them being the guys that get teams hyped up, right? A Patrick Mahomes that get teams hyped up, a Tom Brady that get teams hyped up, a Lamar Jackson get teams hyped up, Josh Allen, like all these guys are the leader, the vocal leader of their football team. And so again, I'm not saying this is a knock, but this is something that Jordan Love definitely needs to improve upon. And this isn't just coming from me. This is coming from the head coach of the football team that believes that is part of the next step of Jordan Love, is him having to become more of that vocal leader for this football team on and off the field.
Well, you have to do that in an authentic way, though, because there was a guy that I thought was a great leader, but a lot of guys will not call him a great leader because they don't view him as authentic.
Who?
Russell Wilson.
Oh, wow.
Is there any sort of Russell Wilson? So, like, in the way that Jordan Love is so stable.
And real quick, this goes back to him being the quarterback of the Wisconsin Badgers.
Correct.
When you were a punter to the Badgers.
Correct. That is exactly right. In the same way that Jordan is like super stable, always, right? Never too up, never too down. Russell was that, but thrown in there with like an octave of positivity. but guys didn't receive that super well over time. It was received unbelievably great over 6 months of one season. If you talk to guys on the Seattle Seahawks, they thought that it would get old. They need him to be a different kind of leader. So is Jordan Love going to fall into the same trap of not being the type of leaders guys want on a football team?
Yeah, I mean that's
you tell me. I don't know.
I love Russell Wilson. I think he's a great leader.
He went to 2 Super Bowls too.
So I think the way he leads is a way to do that. Not the only way, but he's at least vocal. But he's consistently the same guy. I do think you need a little bit of range in your leadership to be most effective, because Brady will celebrate with a guy and he'll get after a guy. And same with Patrick Mahomes and Lamar, all the guys you just mentioned, and Joe Burrow. So Jordan Love,
who's a great that doesn't have a lot of emotion?
I can't think of one.
Joe Montana was known for being cool, for being smooth and steady.
I'm sure, but you also have to be Joe Montana to be cool and steady.
Yeah, and he was elite, and he was the best of his generation. Yeah. And if you're that good, it doesn't really matter how much you talk.
So, yeah, it's a maturation process that we're going to have to see. But something does have to change for this football team. And it starts with Jordan Love changing his demeanor just a slight bit and growing. Not so much changing, but growing in his demeanor.
If he can never be the main voice of the team, I don't know how they have sustained success.
We'll get some dudes on the defense, like an Edrin Cooper finding his way.
To me, if he's a baller, that all goes away. He balled last year, and he was the same demeanor.
But you can't always ball. There's going to be ups and downs in the season where you need guys who can be vocal leaders. And Brad talked about what the formula could be if you have a guy like a Cam Newton who is more vocal than Jordan Love, or like a Blake Bortles whose talent really doesn't match, him being the guy that says anything. But he is the QB1, right? And
I know what I'm going to ask Mark Tauscher, Jason Wilde, and I like this from Dave from Aaron. I want to know, and we can dive deeper, obviously, into Favre and Rodgers in their first 2 to 3 years. Because obviously we know they went through drastic changes throughout their entire tenure with the Packers. But were they just as quiet in the first 2 years of starting? Then the third year, did something click? What were the personalities like on the different teams? They're a young team. He gets along with the guys. Is that a play here?
Well,
we've seen them go to Door County and drink together. Is it not wanting to hold friends accountable?
No, well, there's a difference, because when Aaron Rodgers took over a football team, he took over a football team that was veterans everywhere, right? A lot of different veterans.
Everywhere.
Now I can't speak to Brett Favre and what that team was, because I was entirely too young, so all I saw was the good. I didn't see the bad, and they were kind of maybe coming of age at the same time. But I know it's a completely different situation that Aaron Rodgers walked into versus what Jordan Love walked into as well.
I'm curious. I'm very curious.
I'll take the steadiness of Jordan Love.
For sure. This is not a bad... Again, I'd like to preface that every conversation that we have for the next 8 months has everything to do with trying to find out if the Packers are going to take a bigger step than they did this year. Is that fair?
Is your word of the week preface?
I don't know.
You've used it a couple times this
week.
I
love how you had to ask Strofe if I've used that word.
No, I said his word of the week is preface, I see, Strofe, and he just nodded because you used it as yesterday as well.
you noticed that, Brad? I'd like to preface this. Shut the...
Hey, what was the word? What was the word a couple weeks ago? Bold. Started with a B. Bullish.
Bullish.
Bullish was like 3 months ago.
Oh, okay,
Jekyll and Hyde was last week.
Yeah.
I used that one segment. You guys are bullying.
No, we're not.
There was another word just recently. What was that word?
Hey, Brad. You're a dork.
That's true, too.
What was that?
That one can't get overused.
We should have a board of Ben finding new words.
Ben finding new words and running it into the ground.
Have you said the word cantankerous recently?
Hell no. What is that? Cantankerous?
I don't know.
Doesn't even sound like something you would be able to say legally on the air.
Where do you find these words? Do you just see it like you're reading something?
He either hears Greg Scalzo use it correctly and steals it, or he sees it.
I stumble upon stuff.
Sometimes you go to the gas station and they'll have that digital screen and they'll give you a word of the day. That might be another way that you get it.
There you go, Ben.
How about you all help out the people that need help? I need help with words, but they're actually people that need help with their lives in serious matters and what's going on in California. If you're able, please help provide and help people affected by the California wildfires in 2025. Very powerful scene. Monday Night Football, hearing the speeches, hearing what went down with the Rams and moving to Arizona for the game. And obviously they played inspired. And if you want to help, donate at redcross.org/ESPN. That's redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover. More next. I think your mic is on, Strophy.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
DKB, they get all my love, all my energy, and all my time. I'll be danged if GKB and Craig not going to allow me to take my half-an-hour boo-boo. If I need to do that, they need to allow me to do that.
That's your whole lunch break.
I don't even take a lunch break. I work during lunch.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Still have this accident southbound on 894 south of Beloit Road off on the right shoulder. So that's going to be affecting your ride a little bit. And eastbound 94 slowing down just a little bit from 68th Street through the Stadium Interchange to about 35th. The westbound side is backed up, leaving the Marquette Interchange all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. And then southbound 43 still kind of heavy from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Then you're back on the brakes from Lapham down towards the KK River crossing. We've got an incident on northbound 41 at Appleton Avenue. It's off on the right shoulder. Something to keep in mind if you're heading through that area. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly clear, cold, a low of 5 above with a wind chill of 0 to 10 below. And tomorrow, mostly sunny, evening snow showers with a high of 24. Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Join their 2-man scramble tournament and play Pebble Beach for a chance to win cash through the 31st. Sign up at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Looking for the most popular answer. What's the worst thing about Wisconsin winters? Gina Della from Pella.
Finding a sitter when snow closes school. Yay! It's the time of the year when we just want to be all warm and snuggly at home. And Pella helps make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. With inviting doors to let friends and family in and beautiful energy-efficient windows to keep the cold out. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply.
Ready for a win? Well, it's your year. At Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you can win over $2,000 in free play every month, all year long. Just play your favorite games and you might take the stage in the It's Your Year game show. 25 winners each Thursday. There's $300,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs this January. Yeah, we think it's your year. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old to play.
It's a Marquette game day. Tonight, number 7 Marquette is in the Windy City to take on DePaul.
Here's a steal by Chase Ross. Will he launch? Yes.
Yes, he will.
Oh, baby. He brought the hammer so good that Tony Smith loved it.
Our game night coverage starts with Gabe Neitzel at 5:30 on the Marquette Sports Network pregame show. Tip-off with Homer and Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith happens at 6 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is your official home for Marquette basketball. We are Marquette.
Kevin Moret for Mentality. Guys, most new clients start with just 1/3 the free testosterone they need, and that puts you at an unfair disadvantage. No matter how hard you push yourself, it's an uphill battle. Free testosterone drives everything, your energy, strength, and metabolism, and without it, nothing works. At Mentality, our doctors restore that balance so your body works the way it should. Energy comes back, fat burns off, and you feel like yourself again. Make this year different. Visit mentalityhealth.com/radio for a special New Year offer. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Ready for a game changer? Now's the time to take your shot with Quartz, your local provider-owned and affordable health insurance. You can choose from a range of benefits to best support you and your family. Quartz is a proud partner of Aurora Healthcare, so you get to stay in the network you love. Visit quartzbenefits.com or call Saganiac Planning 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. Quartz branded health plans are offered by Quartz Health Benefit Plans Corporation, Quartz Health Plan Corporation, and Quartz Health Insurance Corporation, which are separate legal entities. The Saganiac Planning Marquette records. Coaches have always said, you got to make your free throws. They would have loved the 2017-18 Marquette team that, as a team, shot better than 80%. How? Marcus Howard missed 7, made 105. Andrew Rousey missed 19, made 175. Sam Hauser missed 10, made 51. And Matt Held, he missed 4 and made 28. A team better than 80% from the line. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Bruss, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Stroh for the show. You cannot eavesdrop on our conversations. You have to let us know when you are actively listening in. There is a button that turns on and off that you have to let us know when you're listening in. We weren't talking about you, but it was like, it felt very much trust-free.
It was a deep conversation.
I feel violated.
I feel very violated.
We don't need to bring it to the air. I don't even know if we can. But I cracked your mics just to make sure you were ready for the upcoming segment, and I heard the word conniving used, and I was like, what's going on in there?
Yeah, we got deep.
Yeah.
Keith, I don't know where you're from because Strofe didn't put it. You're on the Carbless talking text line to move us forward here on Kyle Bruston Nortman. Keith, going once.
Hello.
Hey, Keith.
Hey. Keith. I'm sorry, man. I'm just I'm in my car here and hands-free thing. So my comment regarding the Love conversation you're having there, I don't think that LaFleur is saying he needs to be the voice. I think he's saying he needs to develop a bigger voice, and I think that's probably true. But I don't think you guys are right. You cannot manufacture a vocal leader. It doesn't work. And I would point to my biggest criticism of Rodgers over the last 6 or 7 years of his time here was when he tried to do that, he ended up belittling his teammates to the point where it was really embarrassing sometimes, his antics on the field. And I don't think that was fair to the other players. And I hope they don't try to make, Love do that kind of stuff. Well, that was silly.
Yeah, I don't think Love has that in him. Like, I just don't. I think they're different. Like, Rodgers obviously has changed a lot. I can't prognosticate the Green Bay Packers cycle of quarterbacks at the end of their careers. But to me, the difference was Rodgers was at a point in his career where he was used to guys knowing what to do, reading his hand signals. He worked with guys for a long time. He had a connection with Tay, and then these young guys came in, and he didn't want young guys. He wanted different guys, and Goody gave him what he got, and then he brought in Cobb, and the disaster, we all know what the end was like. It was never going to work. But at this point, Love's not going to be like that. He's not going to shut people down. And LaFleur, he's right. LaFleur's going to tell him to find his voice, and I think we just need to find it in how he leads quickly after we see the exit this year.
Yeah, the silver lining is that with Jordan Love, it'll never be toxic, right? I just really don't see him evolving into a toxic older quarterback. It just doesn't seem like his personality and who he is. So even if he's authentically himself and that shades on the quiet side, I'm okay with that. You can be a healthy leader that way, but someone needs to be a dominant leader, right? Because if you go to other organizations like Jared Goff doesn't come off to me as a major vocal leader. But you got Dan Campbell. Like, somebody needs to be it. So
it's not LaFleur.
It's not LaFleur. It's not Love. And the problem is they're always going to be searching for that playmaker who is vocal as well.
Yeah.
It could work out.
Andrew chimes in and agrees. He said Goff isn't that guy, but the teammates respond and love him. But you had mentioned it's not him who has to bear the brunt of the emotional leadership, because obviously
they got a guy.
They got a guy who does that.
They got that dude.
Yeah, 3-shot of espresso guy. As Rob chimes in, 800-990-3776. Just in case you guys have not heard this line, this was said many times during the course of my time with Greg Scalzo in my previous program. Be nice to Ben.
Cool.
A Greg Scalzo once said, Ben isn't dumb, he just may not know things.
Yeah, but the issue with that is, what if I disagree with it?
It's time for my best bet.
It's time for Ben Brust's Best Bets. Sponsored by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. There's a table waiting for you at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. 12 bars and restaurants, a winning seat at 40 table games or 3,000 slot machines, and full-service sports betting. Explore more at PaysBig.com.
I hope you like late night college basketball, folks. 0-1 on best bets in 2025. Time to right the ship and get on the winning ways. I'm going to go right back to the well of what I described as a theory game. You're going to get sick of me saying it.
Oh, here we go.
It is a home team. They are unranked, and they are favored by 5.5 against a ranked team. And actually, the higher they're favored, the more I like it. I would still take if they were -7. -5.5 is Arizona, a very talented team, poorly coached, but tons of talent at home. A perfect spot for a double-digit win. They are 1-5 in quad one. This would be an opportunity to get that going as they started slow. Badgers beat them. Don't think about what it was in November. Think about where you are in January. You beat each other up in conference. Arizona -5.5 at home against Baylor. Home, unranked favorite against the ranked Baylor Bears.
What's
Give me
Baylor's
Arizona.
record?
They are 11-4.
On the road, how about it?
Again,
wow, that's deep, Kyle.
Yeah.
What do you mean that's deep?
I don't need you. I don't need you to question my best bet.
What's your beef with Tommy Lloyd?
I just don't think he's a very good coach. I think he's able to recruit and get a lot of talent.
They got some money.
It's not
down there.
translated.
Money
I mean,
and
all they care about is basketball there. I mean,
is there partying at the University of Arizona?
Oh, they party both schools.
Tucson and Tempe.
You haven't seen any videos of those parties?
Well, how would I see videos of Arizona parties?
In your lifetime?
Great, concise follow-up.
Wait a minute. In your lifetime, as a young man, you didn't be like, damn, man, Arizona's cracking.
ASU is known for being, rivaling Madison, Wisconsin as being a top poetry school. So you know that. But
they're known for a few other things, but continue.
Yeah, I never thought of University of Arizona as one of those, tier 1 party schools.
Listen, anytime you got pool parties as a 20-year-old, 21, and 19-year-old with everybody, never mind.
Never mind.
15 years ago, I would have loved it.
So, again, Arizona -5.5 is my best bet, courtesy of Potawatomi Sportsbook.
I like that.
And two people called in when Ohio State lost, when they were up 8 with 5 minutes to go, and I'm yelling at my screen, and they blame me for their losses. I'm willing to take that, but just know I am not an expert. This is just my best bet.
Are you going to keep on pounding this methodology until it works?
Jedi mind trick.
So, no, it's not even a Jedi mind trick. I will go back before our next bet. Matter of fact, tonight, as my daughter is asleep, I will track every single home team unranked favorite and go back and track the record this year.
Oh, wow.
In total, because I typically do it every year. Although I missed one, and even if this misses, I play them every day. And so it just happenstance, you're going to win 65 to 70% of the time on this. But when I give them as my best bet, this one, some of them you play and you're like, I don't know. This one, I'm putting my stamp of approval on.
That's the only unranked team at home tonight that is favored.
Love it.
Against a ranked opponent.
Let it ride. Tell us about UWD, and let's get to John Anderson.
Oh, yes. If you are a loved one is looking to replace your windows, it's cold, it's drafty, I have the solution for you. It's my friends at Universal Windows Direct. And what I love about their consultation, it's a free in-home consultation, and there's no pressure whatsoever. They're just there to show you exactly what could fit the needs of your home. They have great super space technology, which keeps the edge of the glass warmer, but also keeps your home insulated and warm during the winter and cool during the summer months. So if you in your household is looking to upgrade windows, do it with Universal Windows Direct because they're offering an amazing deal right now. Listen up. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. That's right. For every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 absolutely free. There is no limit. And also, here's the thing. 36 months of no interest financing. That's 3 years to pay for your windows. Plus, if you've already received a quote from another company, bring it to Universal Windows because you know what? They will beat it. Contact them today for an in-home consultation at 414-410-2000. That is 414-410-2000 or visit them at universalwindowsdirect.com. And I'm telling y'all, like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
All right. John Anderson next.
With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Romeo. This 3-syllable, you have to take the O out of the equation. That's too easy.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Iota, right? Not one iota. Iota.
Yeah, that's only 4 letters.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
Let's pretend you're a first-time listener to Wilde and Tausch. What the hell is this? They're discussing syllables.
On 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, the certainty of protection and income are the keys to success. And as a former NFL player myself, I have experience with both. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game films helped me mentally prepare for the challenges ahead. Now I star in a new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception to help you visualize and prepare for your 4th quarter of life. You see, you don't retire on your nest egg, but rather the income it can produce. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. And it's free for you to view. Call 855-620-1801 right now for your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Don't risk your retirement savings at the goal line. You don't need to be risky to have a winning strategy. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Call today. 855-620-1801. That's 855-620-1801. MitchLyonsWealth.com. Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Sam Darnold this year in the regular season had 35 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He had a season this year that will make him a starter in the NFL for years to come. I don't think anyone would doubt that. But the starter for years to come cannot be on this team. Not when you draft J.J. McCarthy as high as you did a year ago. If I were the Minnesota Vikings, Sam, you did a great job for us last year. You made $10 million. We're willing to go as high as maybe 15 to 20, not much higher than that. And if you're uninterested in that, we can talk about a franchise tag and trade. We are not going to give you the deal that you want. They have their succession plan. They've done it. They've done it perfectly, actually. They got to the playoffs in the bridge year this year. Because of injury, McCarthy had a year to kind of watch and learn the NFL, and they protected themselves just in case he's not ready physically, mentally, or in terms of speed of play with Daniel Jones, who's been there and done that in the NFL. They have done this perfectly. They cannot give this guy a mega deal.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Professor Big Daddy J.A. is joining us right now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. But first, Bradley. Tell us about Bank 5-9.
Oh, that's right. I must tell you about Bank 5-9. It's that time of day where you're cashing your check, you're earning your money. Make sure that money that you earn is in a safe place with people you trust at a true local community bank that has Bank 5-9 written all over it. I know everyone from top down at Bank 5-9, everyone embodies exactly what we in Wisconsin, what we value. Loyalty, commitment, consistency, steadiness, and trust. That is Bank 5-9. They're everywhere. 14 bank locations. And not only that, they're making lives better. That is their mission statement. Bank 5-9 makes lives better. Their customers, their employees, the community in general, because they spend 9,000 hours volunteering and they financially provide for countless charities and nonprofits all around southeastern Wisconsin. So if you are looking for a true local community bank, that is Bank 5-9. Check them out at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Joining us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman before the Homer Hour is John Anderson, live from the University of Missouri as a big Wisconsin sports fan at office hours, sources tell me.
Yeah, I said you guys are really fortunate. Usually office hours are 3 to 5 on Wednesdays, but for you guys, I'm making an exception since I am here in the office and I don't have anything pressing. I'm more than happy to join the program.
John, what is the most prized possession that you have in your office, right? I'm a college student. I walk in and, oh, wow, I see that in John Anderson's office.
The wipeout guy.
I have my original track jersey from my freshman year, which looks like it's from 1940. And then hanging with it is my coach is 101 years old. He's still alive. We went to his 100th birthday 100th birthday celebration down in Asheville, North Carolina, back when Asheville was not flooded. And as we were leaving, his two of his kids came and said, "Here, Coach, don't open this here. Coach wants you to have this. He's just appreciated what you've done with your career after the university, and that you were a good captain here, and blah blah blah." And I went back and I opened it up, and they gave me the stopwatch that he had every day.
Oh, that's awesome!
Unbelievably cool.
So that would be the most valuable thing I have in here is my jersey, but my coach's stopwatch.
Well, I am.
It's hard to put a price on. I'm
really glad to hear that people are coming to hang out with you in office hours. It sounds like, and getting all the knowledge that they can get, John. Now, I want to know from you. Do you still hate everybody?
So I was going to say, you guys probably think now that I am just ready to light people on fire.
Yeah.
And I am not, because the season's over now. So there's nothing you can do. There's nothing can change. That's in the books. So now we are in the evaluation phase. How do you get better? What do you do? How does the team get improved so you don't have that debacle that happened on Sunday, right? Because
everything's good until you said the word debacle in the way you did.
It was. That was an 18-car pileup that we were right there. And so it's just, but how do you make sure that doesn't happen again? How do you make sure that your quarterback, who had so much faith going forward last year, has raised doubts? How do you make sure that he makes the step next year that he wasn't able to do this year, whether it was through injury, through it wasn't having a number one receiver, play call, whatever it is? That's the number one thing. I'm not mad that Jordan Love has $50 million that people are probably going to be, because that's what it costs to get a quarterback these days, right? That's just kind of, maybe it's a little more, but that's the cost of doing business at that position. I need to make sure that somehow he's in his best spot, that he next year is the guy we thought he was going to be this year, that he didn't take the full step this year. Got to get him right. How do I find another pass rusher? How do I make sure that perhaps it might be a time for a number one receiver? I don't know. My quarterback was in such a kind of limbo spot. Maybe that's why we didn't see the development we thought of the wide receivers too. But right now I'm just in, okay, season's over. We're done. It stunk at the end. How do we make sure it does not stink by the time we hit August or July or whenever they start training camp?
John, we were just talking about Jordan Love and his leadership style. Now, there's no doubt he's steady and calm, cool, and collected. But do you think that if he is going to be quarterback one, making that big contract, do you think that he has to be more of a vocal leader, or are you okay with him being more of a steady, reserved, and just trying to lead with his actions and his play?
Yeah, I mean, I think so much of that has to be whatever is authentic. If you are not a get-in-the-face, yell at that kind of guy, your guys are going to know that you're doing that, it's for show, and it's not really who you are. So I think that's the biggest thing, and I think you can lead both ways. I don't remember Joe Montana yelling at anybody on the sidelines very much.
But he was Joe Montana. He was really, really good.
But he was Joe Cool when it came down to it. So that would be the thing. Like if he would be like, we go, God, why aren't you just lighting a fire into those guys? I get it. I think the guys that see him every day in practice and go with him know if he's a leader, know if he's fired up, and realize that how he handles things is great, because we praise him when he's come back. When there've been comebacks, he's like, look how steady he was. He didn't get emotional, didn't go off the rails. So I don't know that he has to be that. I just know he has to be who he is, and it appears that his style is very much I am steady and where it is. But yeah, once in a while, I guess it wouldn't hurt to just go. Would you at least look mad that you threw a bad pass, or would you look upset that we have again settled for a field goal attempt in the red zone instead of a touchdown? But I think everything in those guys in leadership positions anywhere starts with being authentic, and I guess that's who he is. And so I think if he would throw 33 touchdown passes and 6 picks, then nobody would care.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a lot of changes on that defense, and one of the changes is Keyshawn Nixon, if he walked into your office and he said, I want to be cornerback number one, what would your response be, John?
Earn it. That's simple. Go earn it. Go beat whoever else is out there. And I think he's done a hell of a job, right? Like, he was brought in, wasn't he brought in to be a kick returner?
I mean, he was paid that contract for the majority of his kick returning abilities.
He was brought in because we needed somebody, they needed somebody to return kickoffs. And so whatever the value of they paid him, he's outstripped that. I don't know if you can pay him like a number one, but I think, he's a guy that's worth having around, that's for sure, on your football team.
See, I'm mad at him. That personal foul that he had in the game, the personal fouls he had before, I don't think he's worth it, personally. I don't think he's worth it.
Okay, well, some of that stuff could be coached out of a fella. You'd hope.
The penalties were sure coached out of the team this year.
Right, and I think there were a lot of things that that I think LaFleur has to coach. That, you know what really bothered me more than anything?
What is that?
Is they didn't look like they were the toughest team on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like Philly was just nastier and meaner, and that doesn't have to do with personal fouls, right? That just has to be with, like, I'm just going to be nasty around you the whole time and lean on you and wear you out. And I thought the Packers physically looked like they got hammered.
Even defensively, you think?
Yeah, a little bit. The defense hung in there a lot, right? They were better than probably we would have maybe expected going in. But certainly the defensive line for Philly, that defense worked them over on the Packers offense. They were good, but yeah, I think Philly matched them, even though they were stoned a couple of times. I thought Philly's offense was their equal. I don't know that the Packers, while they played really well on defense, I don't know that they were dramatically more physical, dramatically more nasty, imposing their will on the Eagles' offense. At worst, that was a push.
So, John, something that is in the... Oof. Need some water?
I'm good.
All right, good. I would like to get your wish list.
We gonna bring up some water all the way from here? Drop water off in Missouri?
Call his graduate
I was
assistant.
just checking on him, man.
Call his TA.
We got some Ozark Martin. We're good.
Goody ain't going to listen to anybody but the people around him. But we are going to make the KBN wish list of things we want to see happen this offseason. And now I'm thinking that we come up with our own, but anyone a part of our show can also. We can put John Anderson's wish. John Anderson, what is your wish this offseason that the Packers do?
I would like them to sign T. Higgins because the Bengals are not going to be able to keep him.
There it is. I love it. I love it. The list is now started with John Anderson.
Can I throw a stat at you real quick?
Go ahead.
T. Higgins.
What do you got?
So Christian Watson is a guy that Packers fans look at and say he's injury prone, he's injury riddled. T. Higgins and Christian Watson have played the same amount of games the last 2 seasons, each playing 24 of the eligible 34 games the last 2 years.
What was T. Higgins' injuries? Do we know?
I do not know off the top of my head. However, he did.
How about
he did
for
have
those
9 more touchdowns and 600 more yards in those the same amount of games.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. Well, if that's the case, if I got to replace one guy that might be injury prone with another guy, give me the guy with the 9 more touchdowns and the 600 more yards.
I love
think he's a guy who will be available, right? That is proven to some degree. Josh Jacobs had a few nicks too prior to last season. He seemed to work out okay.
I love it. The KBN, I think we call it a wish list because our wishes probably won't be granted, but
nothing but a wish.
I love it from John.
Yeah. I would like to have a true number one receiver. I think that would aid in Love's development instead of waiting to see what the collective of really good guys could be. And I think that would raise some of the other fellas. Maybe they work a little harder. And then you can just never have enough offensive or defensive linemen. And the fact that, Jenkins went out and the whole thing just went sideways is concerning. I know Morgan's out there. He got him last year, and hopefully he comes back and does something. But the Packers, it seemed in the last few weeks, didn't handle adversity well. They kind of lost their minds. And so I need that to be coached out of them a little better. So give me T. Higgins, and then